Hey everyone, welcome back to Naruto Audio Fanfics 2.0. Today's fanfic is, what if Naruto awakened a forbidden bloodline, and Tsume fell for him? Part 1. A story full of action, emotions, secrets, and unexpected twists that will change Naruto's destiny forever. If you enjoy Naruto fanfics, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Now sit back, relax, and let's begin the story. A young boy was running through the streets as he made a sharp turn around a corner. He ran as fast as his little legs could carry him as he tried to avoid the groups of people who screamed for his death. "Get back here, demon. We are going to finish what the fourth would have wanted us to," a civilian said to him. The young blonde boy continued to run until he came to a dead end. The boy looked in fear as he backed up into the wall. Please don't hurt me. What did I do to you?" he asked them as some of the people scoffed. One man came up as he slammed the poor child into the wall. "What did you do? You killed all of our loved ones and our beloved Yondaime. You defile our village with your presence, but that ends today," he said as punched the child's face. The boy fell to the ground as more people crowded the area. The boy was given a merciless beating as people cut, burned, and maimed his body. The cries of the blonde were only ignored as people looked and did nothing. Even some shinobi who were chosen to protect him only watched as the scene unfolded. After the moment of torture, the blonde fell to the ground as people smiled and smirked at their handiwork. "Now die like the demon that you are," one person said as everyone nodded. Soon the people left as the clouds started to darken. Soon the rain poured as the blonde was left in the alleyway. Soon one person shunshined next to him as they looked at his near lifeless body. "It seems that they are getting rougher every day that they target him," the person said as they picked up the child and shunshined out of sight. Hokage Mansion. Sarutobi was currently in his office handling his paperwork as the night went by. Soon a shinobi appeared in front of the man as he soon stood up. "Hokage-sama," the man said to him, alerting the man to his presence. Sarutobi looked up to see the man as he smiled. His smile soon faded to utter shock and sadness as he looked at the small boy the man had in his arms. "Naruto-kun," he yelled as he laid him on the floor. His eyes barred unbelievable rage as his hat covered his eyes. "Get the medical corps in here right now. And if they are even a second late, tell them that they will be spending the next 3 years in interrogation of Ibiki," Sarutobi said to the shinobi. Said shinobi nodded as he moved out of the Hokage's sight. Sarutobi stared at the child as he soon cried. "I am so sorry, Naruto-kun. If it wasn't for that stupid council meeting I would have been able to stop this," Sarutobi said to the unconscious boy. Naruto's mindscape. In a place that seemed similar to the sewers, a body was waking up as he stared at the large bars that were across from him. Naruto looked to see a piece of paper in the center that said, "Seal." He slightly whimpered, but soon heard somebody crying. Naruto looked around as he tried to find the source of the noise. Naruto soon got up as he heard the sound originating from inside the cage. Is someone there?" Naruto asked. Silence reigned as he decided to sat his curiosity. Naruto passed the bars as he ventured further into the unknown. Naruto soon saw a red-haired woman that was on her knees crying in her soft-looking hands as he neared her. Are you alright?" Naruto asked her. Soon the woman looked behind her to see her tenant looking at her. Her eyes grew more watery as she clutched him. Naruto was taken aback by the action, but soon recovered as he listened to her soft words. "I'm sorry," she said to him. Naruto clutched her into a hug as her tears continued to fall. I'm sorry. I am so sorry," she continued. Naruto felt sad for her as he continued to hug her. It's okay. What is the matter? Why are you crying?" Naruto asked her. The woman seemed to calm down after a while as she rubbed the tears from her puffy red eyes. "I am the reason you are hated. I am the reason those damn villagers did such horrible things to you. I am so sorry," she continued. Naruto looked at her as he seemed too kind to be angry at her. "It's alright. Why did they attack me though?" Naruto asked her. The woman looked at him. I didn't want to do it, but I was manipulated. I am the Kyuubi no Yoko. I attacked Konoha, but I didn't mean to. I am the queen of the demons who your father sealed inside me," she said to him. Naruto narrowed his eyes as he looked at her. "What do you mean you were manipulated?" he asked her. Kyuubi sighed as she looked at him. I don't even really remember. I was just sleeping peacefully in my den. The next thing I know, I see a red-looking eye. Then I heard the screams of people in your village, then I end up here, she said to him. Naruto looked at her and gave her another hug, surprising the Queen of Demons. It isn't your fault, Kyuubi-chan. You didn't know what you were doing. I don't blame you for this. I can only blame this village and the bastard who did this to you, the young blonde said with a steely gaze. Kyuubi looked at him and hid a barely visible blush as she looked at him. So you aren't mad at me? She asked him. Naruto smiled as he sat next to her. No way, Kyuubi-chan. I can't hate you for things that are out of your control, and I won't. I heard many stories that you were a violent beast, but it seems that not everything is as it seems, Naruto told her. Kyuubi nodded as her breathing seemed to slow down. Kyuubi was emotionally exhausted as she leaned on his small shoulder. Naruto managed to force back a blush as he looked over her body. She was a beautiful woman with an hourglass figure. She wore a black kimono with red stripes running through it. Her hair was quite long as it went past her shoulders. Her were a D cup size. All in all, she was the type of woman all guys would drop dead for. Kyuubi-chan, do you think that you could help me? Naruto asked her. Kyuubi's ears perked up as she looked at him. Are you kidding? You are forgiving me so easily and you just met me, what can I help you with? She asked him. Naruto smiled as he breathed. I want you to help me be a great shinobi. I want to be able to protect you and me from any harm that anyone tries to give us, Naruto said to her with a solid resolve. Kyuubi looked at him with a blank face, but soon laughed as her slitted eyes captured his view. Alright Naruto-kun, you can have my help. I will turn you into a great shinobi. One that is even more powerful than the fourth, but you are going to have to work hard at it and no complaining, she said to him. Naruto turned to her shocked. Naruto soon smiled as he crashed into her chest. Thank you Kyuubi-chan, I am happy to have such a great friend. I will work hard for you and me. I promise, Naruto said to her. Kyuubi nodded as she rubbed his blonde hair. Alright, we will get started tomorrow, but you should wake up right now. We will stay in telepathic contact, she said to him. Naruto nodded as he closed his eyes. Naruto soon woke up as he looked to see himself on a hospital bed. Naruto looked to the side as he took in a man's stature. He was quite old, but he was a timeless friend. Hello Naruto-kun, he said to the blonde. Naruto smiled as he got up. Hello Gigi, Naruto said with a smile. Sarutobi smiled as he looked at Naruto. I am sorry for what happened to you. If it wasn't for those damn council members giving me that stupid fake meeting I would have known about it, Sarutobi said to him. Naruto's smile wavered as he sighed. It isn't your fault Gigi. You couldn't have known about this. I hold no hatred towards you, Naruto said to him. Sarutobi brightened up as he sat on the hospital bed. Naruto, do you remember any of the people who did this to you? Sarutobi asked him. Naruto shook his head as he was too busy screaming with his eyes closed. Sarutobi sighed as he got up. I will stay here with you for tonight, so get some rest. Kami, only know what would happen to you if I left you alone, Sarutobi said to him. Naruto chuckled with a nod as he straightened the covers on his bed. Gigi, can I have a favor? Naruto asked him. Sarutobi turned to Naruto in confusion as to what he could want. What is it Naruto-kun? He asked the body. Naruto smiled as he looked to his grandfather figure. See, could I train to be a ninja? I want to protect myself from people and protect those precious to me, Naruto said to him. Sarutobi quirked up an eyebrow, but soon laughed. Alright Naruto-kun, I don't see why not. If it will help, and I think it will. Alright, you can train, he said to him. Naruto smiled with a nod. When I leave tomorrow, can you come shopping with me? Naruto asked him. Sarutobi looked at him as he nodded. Sure, but why? He asked him. Naruto chuckled sheepishly as he looked down at the covers. People are unfair to me. They don't let me buy from them or overcharge me with ineffective things, Naruto said to him. Sarutobi narrowed his eyes as looked out the window. Hatred is never easy to dissolve, is it? Sarutobi thought as he turned to Naruto. Sure Naruto, we will head out tomorrow and give you the necessary things for your growth as a shinobi, Sarutobi said to him. Naruto smiled as he laid in his bed. Thank you Gigi. I can't wait to start, Naruto said as he slipped into sleep. Sarutobi chuckled as he went through Naruto's blonde hair. He is just like his mother and father. I wonder how much he will grow as a shinobi. Sarutobi thought as he pulled up a chair and went to sleep, but had his senses on high alert in case of any unwelcome visitors. Next morning, Naruto was released from the hospital as he and Sarutobi exited the building. Unknown to either, there was a scowl on the faces of the doctors and nurses of the building who couldn't carry out their plans for the demon brat. So where do we go, Naruto-kun? Sarutobi asked him. Naruto smiled as he went into a clothes store. Naruto soon looked at the store clerk, who instantly scowled. I thought I said that you couldn't come in here, you demon, now get out before I. Before you what? Said a voice. The man turned to the left to see the cold gaze of the Hokage on him. Hokage-sama, I didn't mean it. He is always allowed in here, the man said in a quick fashion. Sarutobi narrowed his eyes as he turned to the clerk. Well then, Naruto will be purchasing some clothes from you, lovely establishment. That isn't a problem, is it? Hiruzen asked the man with a glare that said, and I better get the right answer. The man instantly shook his head that it wasn't a problem as Sarutobi stood near the door. Pick whatever you want, Naruto-kun, Sarutobi said to him. Naruto gleefully went through the store as he looked at the different clothes. Naruto smiled as he grabbed a black shirt with a swirl design on the back. He soon looked at a red shirt of the same design with a black swirl on it. Naruto grabbed another 2 pair of the shirts as he walked over to the pants. Naruto smiled as he got some standard black Anbu pants. Naruto also looked to see some blue jeans as he grabbed those also. Seeing the blonde run around the store with a smile made Sarutobi's heart lighten as he softly looked at the boy's happiness. Naruto soon spotted an orange jumpsuit, but shook his head in a big no. He was going to be a shinobi and as such he would have to be stealthy and not wear something that could make him a practice target. Naruto soon looked at the shoes as he grabbed the standard blue shoes. Naruto brought everything to the counter as he smiled. I have everything, Gigi, Naruto said to him. Sarutobi nodded as he turned to the cashier. Ring it up, Sarutobi said to him. The man nodded as he priced the items fairly for once. The total for everything is 5,927 yen, the man said to him. Naruto nodded as he paid the amount and took the stuff. Sarutobi helped him carry the things home as they unloaded. Naruto smiled as he soon went out. Sarutobi chuckled as he felt the exercise kick in. Naruto soon stopped in front of a shinobi store as he walked in with Sarutobi. Like the last store, the person could do nothing to the boy as they stood in the Hokage's presence. Naruto skipped through the store as he looked at the various weapons. So what do you think I should get, Kyuubi-chan? Naruto asked his tenant. Kyuubi chuckled behind the cage as she saw around the store. Let's see. You should get about 500 kunai along with 350 shuriken. Maybe some seal tags and a sword. You should as get smoke bombs. Never gonna know when those come in handy. Also just for a simple purpose, you should get some storage seals. I am going to teach you the fuinjutsu that I know also, Kyuubi said with a smile. Naruto nodded as he looked at the kunai and grabbed the selected amount. Naruto then ran to the shuriken and grabbed the amount Kyuubi told him. Naruto was happy to finally have a friend as nice as Kyuubi. Naruto didn't feel lonely anymore as he came up to the seal tags. Naruto took 35 seals tags and 45 smoke bombs. Now for a sword, Naruto said as he looked around. None of the sword particularly called him, but he soon looked at one in black leather sheath. Naruto looked in awe as he unsheathed the blade to look at the shiny steel that it was forged in. Naruto sheathed the blade as he grabbed it also. Naruto then went to pick up some storage seals as he walked to the counter. I have everything, Gigi, Naruto said to him. Sarutobi nodded as the cashier reluctantly rang up the price. The total cost is 77,990 yen, sir, the man said with a slight piece of disdain in his voice. Luckily for him, the Hokage missed it as he was too focused on Naruto's happiness. Naruto quickly paid for the stuff as Sarutobi quirked up an eyebrow. Naruto-kun, how do you have so much money? Sarutobi asked him. Naruto sighed as he looked at his Gigi. I have had to go hungry a few times to save money for myself. It isn't all bad, I can now get the things that I want, Naruto said to him. Sarutobi narrowed his eyes as he walked up to Naruto. Naruto-kun, lift up your shirt, Sarutobi said to him. Naruto nodded as he lifted his shirt for the Hokage to see. Sarutobi seethed as he saw the unfit and unhealthy body that Naruto had. Sarutobi could almost see his bones as he was seriously lacking in malnutrition. Sarutobi got up as he grabbed Naruto's arm. Where are we going, Gigi? Naruto asked him. Sarutobi sighed as he pulled Naruto in his direction. We are going to buy you some healthy food so we can put some food in your stomach. I won't stand for this, Sarutobi said as he entered a food market. People suddenly bowed as they saw their Hokage. People soon gasped as Naruto showed up behind him. Some people scowled, but stopped as Hiruzen's Ki went through the entire building. I think you can find some healthy food in here, Naruto-kun, with no objections from people in the area, right? Sarutobi said to him with a smile. Naruto nodded as he went through the store. Sarutobi walked with him as Naruto got some vegetables for his food. Naruto also got the occasional cup ramen, but he stocked up on meat, fish, greens, and a few drinks for himself. Naruto smiled as he took them to the register and had everything paid for. As they walked home, Naruto smiled at Sarutobi. Thank you for spending most of the day with me, Gigi, Naruto said to him. Sarutobi nodded with a smile, but soon looked up. Naruto-kun, look out, Sarutobi said too late as Naruto bumped into a woman as they fell to the ground. Naruto rubbed his head as he opened his eyes. Sorry miss. I didn't mean to bump into you, Naruto said in all sincerity. The woman soon looked at him and smiled. Think nothing of it, kid, the woman said to him. Naruto looked up and analyzed the woman. She had red marks on the side of her face. Her hair is a lot more spiky looking than his, but it suited her. She was wearing a navy blue shirt with some blue jeans. She was in her late 20s, but had a very nice figure going for her. The woman got up and soon helped Naruto to his feet. Hello, I am Tsume Inuzuka, and who are you? She asked him. Naruto blushed at her kind smile and looked up. I am Naruto Uzumaki. It is a pleasure to meet you, Miss Tsume, Naruto said to her. Tsume quirked up an eyebrow, but smiled. Just call me Tsume, kid. I seem to like your attitude, Tsume said to him as she looked at him. Naruto nodded as he picked up his things. Nice to meet you, Tsume. I hope to see you again, Naruto said as he walked off. Tsume chuckled as Sarutobi walked up to her. So that's Naruto Uzumaki, huh? Tsume said to him. Sarutobi nodded. So what do you think? He asked her. Tsume adopted a thinking pose. He's cute. He has a good head on his shoulders, and if it wasn't for these damn civilians, he would be more educated and more self-sustainable, Tsume said to him. Sarutobi nodded. He said that he is going to be a strong shinobi, who protects those important to him and knows how to protect himself, Sarutobi said to her. Tsume chuckled again as she put a hand on her hip. I look forward to seeing how much he grows, Tsume said to him. Sarutobi nodded as he walked off. Tsume walked in the opposite direction as she grew a smile on her face. Soon Sarutobi caught up to Naruto as the blonde turned to him. Who is that woman, Gigi? Naruto asked her. Sarutobi smiled as he looked back. That is Tsume Inuzuka, the head of the Inuzuka clan. They are quite a powerful clan of people. They use dogs as their companions in battle, Sarutobi said to him. Naruto smiled as he turned around. She's cute, Naruto said more to himself than to Sarutobi, but the old man still heard him. Sarutobi gasped, but then smiled. I wonder what you're thinking, Sarutobi thought as he walked off with Naruto. Soon Naruto heard the voices of his new friend. So Naruto-kun likes the older women. I gotta say that is quite the shock, though not completely unexpected, Kyuubi said to him. Naruto blushed as he smiled. She's just cute, Kyuubi-chan. I couldn't see her that way and you know it, Naruto said in his thoughts. Kyuubi laughed as she soon calmed down. I don't know, Kit. I saw you blush and it was a rather intense blush at that, Kyuubi said to him. Naruto stuttered, but soon stopped as he made it to his apartment. Thank you for the walk home, Gigi, Naruto said to him. Sarutobi merely nodded as he put his hand in his sleeve. Take this, Naruto-kun, Sarutobi said as he gave him a seal. Naruto stared at the seal and then at his Gigi. That is a security seal. Put it somewhere in the complex and you will be safe from break-ins and other unpleasant things, Sarutobi said to him. Naruto nodded in thanks as he walked into his apartment. Thank you Jiji, and I will become the best shinobi in Konoha. I will become the Hokage Jiji, Naruto said with a pumped fist. Sarutobi smiled as he ruffled Naruto's hair. I look forward to the result, Sarutobi said as he walked off. Naruto smiled as he closed the door to his room. Naruto soon fell to the floor exhausted, but with a smile on his face as he slowly went to sleep, thankful for the good day he had. Naruto woke up in his bed as he took in the rays of sunshine that penetrated his apartment. Naruto smiled as he remembered yesterday as he got to spend a majority of the day with his Jiji. He also got a new friend from all rough life he had. He finally had someone close to him. Naruto chuckled as he remembered meeting Kyuubi. He heard all the terrible things people said about her through him, but she seemed more like a saint than most of the people in Konoha. Naruto broke his daze as he remembered her promise. Kyuubi-chan, are you awake? Naruto asked in his thoughts. Kyuubi soon stirred in her cage as her eyes slowly took in the sight of Naruto's apartment, which was quite tidy. Good morning Naruto-kun, are you ready for your training? Kyuubi asked him with a soothing smile. Naruto nodded though she couldn't see it, but she felt that he did. Yes Kyuubi-chan, so what do we start with? Naruto asked her. Kyuubi smirked as she adopted a thinking pose. Alright, first you need to understand what chakra is, she instructed. Naruto raised an eyebrow in confusion. Chakra? He asked in confusion. Kyuubi chuckled as she knew he wouldn't understand right away. That's right Kit. Chakra is the life energy of all living things. It follows through you and is virtually a part of your being. For a shinobi, chakra is their best friend. It allows them to perform techniques or jutsus as people call them. Chakra can be trained into many different things, but first we must raise you chakra reserves. Do you get all of this? Kyuubi asked him. Naruto smiled with a nod as he seemed to keep up with what she was saying. So chakra is basically the energy within my body that allows me to perform certain shinobi tasks. Naruto asked her with a little bit of simplicity. Kyuubi chuckled at the simple explanation, but nodded. That is right Kit. A very simple description of it if I might add, Kyuubi responded. Naruto nodded then went back to the current issue. So if I understand like I think I do, then my chakra reserves are most likely how much chakra my body has amounted at the moment, Naruto said nearly shocking Kyuubi. Yeah Kit, that's exactly right. How did you know that? Kyuubi asked very curious to know. Naruto sheepishly chuckled as he rubbed the back of his head. I snuck into the library at one point just to satisfy my boredom. I took a random book and read it. It turned out to be about this chakra thing that you are telling me about, Naruto said answering her question. Kyuubi accepted the answer as she scowled at the thought of Naruto having to get past a civilian just to read. Deciding to drop the memory for right now, Kyuubi turned back to her student. Alright Kit, since you know that already I am going to skip that part. Now by doing physical, natural, and spiritual training you will be able to increase your chakra reserves. Most people only focus of the physical and spiritual because the natural is quite hard to do, but you will be one of the few people in the world who can do it. Now chakra is able to be put into 5 types of jutsu. There is taijutsu, which deals with physical attacks such as punches or kicks. Then there is ninjutsu. This deals with the combining of your physical and spiritual energies to create amazing techniques using the 5 elements of wind, fire, earth, water, and lightning. Next is genjutsu. This is about using your chakra to mentally disrupt the opponent's chakra flow and are able to influence their way of thinking. Next is kenjutsu, which is where your sword comes into play. Kenjutsu deals with sword techniques using chakra to amplify its sharpness, speed, strength and density. And last is dojutsu or natural bloodline limits, which are essentially the type of jutsu that one receives through genetic inheritance. You will be getting your own, but not till a bit later. Do you understand everything? Kyuubi asked as she took a breath of air. Naruto smiled with a nod as he had a piece of paper out along with a pencil. Kyuubi chuckled as she knew he was listening to every word she said. I understand Kyuubi-chan, though I only know that the Uchiha have a dojutsu in this village, am I going to have one similar to that? Naruto asked her. Kyuubi smiled with a nod. That's right, Kit. I can give you a dojutsu. I just need to look at your genetic map and make some corrections to it. Just tell me what you want and I will add it, Kyuubi told him. Naruto jumped up and down in his room at the thought of having a dojutsu. Kyuubi chuckled at his happiness, but soon brought him out of his celebration. Now, Kit, first we are going to train you physically. Now put on some clothes and let's get to work, Kyuubi said to him. Naruto jumped from his bed and ran to the bathroom to wash up. Naruto brushed his teeth and combed his hair. He took a quick shower and put on his new clothes. He wore his black shirt with the red swirl on the back of it. He also wore his black Anbu pants and grabbed his sword and put on his shoes. Naruto ran out the door as he ignored the obvious glares of hate at him. Some people were puzzled about his happiness and new getup, but brushed it off as demonic insanity or something like that. Training grounds. Naruto, having left the crowd of people, soon made it to one of the training grounds as he looked to see that it was very vacant. Naruto smiled as he awaited Kyuubi's instructions. Alright, Kit, welcome to your training. I will turn you into a shinobi that surpasses the fourth in greatness. Soon Kyuubi stopped as she went back to her previous conversation. Hey Kit, Kyuubi said, gaining his attention. Yes, Kyuubi-chan, Naruto said to her. I remember that I told you that your father sealed me inside you. I also mentioned the fourth. By any chance did you know that the fourth was your father? Kyuubi asked him with a bit of concern in her voice for fear of saddening him. She, however, got the opposite reaction when he responded. I put 2 and 2 together and found it. I mean, take away the whisker marks and you got a mini Yondaime. It wasn't hard to figure out, but I would have wanted my Gigi to tell me, though I won't be mad at him if he didn't. I am sure that he had his reasons, Naruto told her. Kyuubi gasped at his big heart and his intelligence in the situation. Wow, nice head on your shoulders, Kit, Kyuubi told him. Naruto blushed at her praise, but both soon got back to business. Alright, Kit, we will now begin your training. Your body needs training in order to survive, so we will start with some push-ups and sit-ups. After that, you will do some laps around the training fields to increase your leg strength. After that, I want you to go to the library and get a book on taijutsu and kenjutsu. Also get a book on the introduction to ninjutsu. Because of your large chakra capacity, I don't think that you can do genjutsu, but learning to dispel them is a skill that you should know. Now that is the training for the day, then you can go to school, Kyuubi told him. Naruto nodded as he realized that he had no time to waste here. Naruto instantly got on the ground as he did his push-ups. Naruto then worked on his sit-ups. After that, Naruto did his laps around the lack of the training field, which was quite big. Having finished his laps, Naruto picked up his stuff and ran back to town, still ignoring the glares from the people. Naruto soon arrived at the library as he snuck to the side of the wall. Naruto spotted his special place that he managed to carve out in the building. Naruto couldn't get in by the entrance, so he made another entrance. Naruto soon came into the library as he moved through the library with a nice level of stealth. Naruto quickly scanned the bookshelves for kenjutsu, taijutsu and ninjutsu. Naruto soon got the book and made his clean escape. Alright, Kyuubi-chan, what now? Naruto asked her. Kyuubi smirked as she decided to teach him his first jutsu. Alright, Kit, to help you do this faster, I am going to teach you your first jutsu. Because of your large chakra capacity, this is the perfect jutsu for you. This is called the Kage Bunshin no Jutsu. It is an upgrade from the Bunshin technique. Do the required hand signs that I will send to you and it will be easy, she told him. Naruto nodded as his mind saw the required hand sign for his first jutsu. Naruto did the hand sign as he tried it out. Kage Bunshin no Jutsu, Naruto yelled as smoke appeared around them. Soon 30 clones appeared as Naruto and Kyuubi nearly gasped. Nice job, Kit. Now the benefit of the Kage Bunshin no Jutsu is that it is able to help the user learn things faster. Whatever the clone learns then dispels, the user will learn also. It is a good infiltration jutsu also. Now they only do physical things, so the work they do won't come back to you, but the memories will, Kyuubi explained. Naruto nodded as he turned to the group. Alright, divide yourselves into 3 groups. Group 1 will read the introduction to ninjutsu book and practice it. Group 2 will read the kenjutsu book. And Group 3 will read the taijutsu book and practice, Naruto ordered. All the clones nodded as they went to their respective positions. Naruto soon turned spend the next few minutes of his time in meditation, trying to feel around for the natural energy that Kyuubi told him about. I don't get it, Kyuubi-chan, I can't feel anything, Naruto told her. Kyuubi chuckled with a nod. Yeah, kid, you have to be perfectly still, but as a kid that is impossible, so we will wait till you are a bit older for this type of thing. After school, you will learn chakra control, so head to school while I take a nap, Kyuubi told him. Naruto mumbled. Lucky, as he got a small chuckle out of Kyuubi. You know it, kid, she said to him. Naruto soon dispelled his clones as the memories rushed into him. Naruto smiled as he was able to learn the many different things that his clones experienced. Naruto stood in silence for a minute as he went through the memories. All right, now to go to the academy, Naruto said as he ran to the town again. Naruto continued to run as he remembered his training so far. It was only his first day, yet he felt like he learned so much. As he ran, Naruto soon looked to his left as he spotted a familiar face in the park. Naruto smiled as he ran up to the person and smiled. Hello, Tsume-chan, Naruto said to her. Said woman turned around to see who had the gall to call her that. Tsume soon smiled as she saw Naruto looked at her with his deep blue eyes. Oh, hello, Naruto. How are you doing? Tsume asked him. Naruto nodded. I am doing well, Tsume-chan. I have started training and I am going to get strong for my precious people and for myself, Naruto said to her. Tsume chuckled at Naruto's tenacity and did something that shocked even her. Tsume knelt down and kissed Naruto on the forehead, causing said blonde to blush. I look forward to seeing how far you come, Naruto. Kami knows that if only my son had your tenacity with training, Tsume said to him. Naruto looked at her in confusion. Who is your son? Do I know him? Naruto asked her. Tsume chuckled again as she looked at him. Yes, you do. He is going to the academy also. His name is Kiba Inuzuka. He is a bit stubborn, but he is loyal to his friends, Tsume told him. Naruto nodded with a smile. Tsume-chan, watch me become the strongest shinobi in Konoha, then I will. Naruto stopped as he looked at Tsume. Naruto suddenly blushed as he looked down, causing Tsume to raise an eyebrow at him. You will what? She asked him with the word, curious, written across her face. Naruto's blush deepened as he tried to get his emotions under control. Never mind. Anyway, I have to go now, Naruto said as he ran off, leaving Tsume in the dark. Tsume chuckled as she did notice his blush that he tried to hide from her. If he grows up strong, even I might fall for him, Tsume thought as she continued her stroll through the park, thinking over her words. Academy. Naruto soon made it the academy with time to spare as he entered his registered class. Naruto looked to see the kids talking to each other as most of the boys talked to the other boys. Naruto also saw the girls fawn over a duck-haired looking boy who brooded in the corner. Naruto sighed as he picked his seat and chose to stay away from the roaring females, especially a certain pink-haired banshee who probably never heard of the word quiet or silence. Naruto simply sat in his chair as he felt some people's stares on him. Naruto looked to see some of the girls drooling over his appearance and some of the guys talking about how cool his sword looked along with his clothes. Naruto would have smirked at the attention if not for a prissy black-haired boy standing in front of his face. Hey Dobi, give me that sword. Its usefulness is wasted on a pathetic person like you, the boy said to him. Naruto sighed as he really didn't want to deal with this right now. Look here, Sasuke, emo wonder of Konoha, I paid for this sword and it is mine. Don't demand things from me, so sit down, shut up and wait for class to start, Naruto told him. Sasuke seethed as he looked at Naruto. Soon Naruto covered his ears as he heard the screeches of what he could only guess was a new species of monkey. Naruto Baka, give Sasuke-kun that sword. You aren't fit to wield such a thing of beauty and strength, Sakura said to him. Naruto, judging that she was finished, uncovered his ears. First, Haruno, learn the meaning to the words, shut up, and second, don't act like you can tell me what to do any more than emo wonder over there can, so me and my eardrums would really appreciate it if you just continued to stare at your delusions of grandeur, Naruto said to her. Sakura seethed also as she huffed and continued to fawn over a brooding Uchiha. Naruto smiled as he heard Kyuubi crying in her cage. I am so proud of you, Kit. I have seen how that acts and I am so happy that my Kit gave him a piece of his mind, Kyuubi said as she fake cried. Naruto chuckled as the class began to settle down. Soon Iruka and Mizuki came through the door. Naruto didn't miss the glare he got from Mizuki as he narrowed his eyes. Alright everyone, we will be learning about the history of the cage of Konoha today. After that, we will have Kunai and Shuriken practice. Then we will do taijutsu training to end the day, Iruka said to them. Everyone nodded as the lecture on the history of the Hokage was explained. Naruto paid attention to the information, but did find it difficult to stay awake from the boredom. Naruto could even hear Kyuubi groan from the slow class period. Soon the bell rang as everyone exited the classroom. All the children stood outside in the field as they all looked at the practice dummies that had been placed out for them. Naruto soon came to view as he walked up to a boy with a dog on his head. Hey, are you Kiba Inuzuka? Naruto asked, being kind to him. Kiba turned around to see the blonde talking to him and smiled. Yeah, that's right, I am Kiba. Nice to meet you, Naruto, right? He asked. Naruto nodded as he looked up. And who is he? Naruto asked him. Kiba chuckled as he took his dog off his head. This is Akamaru, he is my dog. Say hi, Akamaru, Kiba said to him. Akamaru barked as he licked Naruto's cheek. Nice to meet you, Akamaru, Naruto said as he patted the dog's head. Kiba and Naruto chuckled as they resumed the class. Iruka called Kiba to throw his shuriken and kunai at the dummy. Kiba smirked as he threw the shuriken and kunai with precision into the points on the dummy as Iruka clapped at his progress. Nice work, Kiba. Next, Naruto Uzumaki, Iruka called. Naruto stood up as he looked at the dummy. Naruto hadn't practiced with his kunai as he had only gotten them yesterday, so he chose the next best thing, wing it. Alright, here it goes, Naruto said as he threw the shuriken and kunai at the dummy. Much to his surprise, the shuriken and kunai landed within the circles of the dummy with them only being slightly off. Naruto smirked as he was afraid he would miss, but he didn't. Iruka clapped as did a few of the other kids. Naruto smiled as he returned to his place among the students. Kiba congratulated Naruto as he smiled. Naruto acknowledged his thanks and sent them back with gratitude. Taijutsu practice was relatively painful as he got handled by Mizuki much harder than the other students. At the end of the day, Naruto was happy to finally be finished with the academy so he could get back to training. Naruto was about to run off before Kiba stopped him. Hey Naruto, do you want to have dinner over my house tonight at 9? Kiba asked him. He had already considered Naruto his new friend from the academy. Naruto smiling nodded. Thank you, Kiba. If your family doesn't mind having me then, I would really like that, Naruto said to him. Kiba nodded as he ran off to his house to tell his mother and sister about their company. Naruto smiled as he made his way to the training fields again. By this time, Kyuubi had woken up to see many Naruto clones reading and practicing the taijutsu stances in the books along with performing the ninjutsu hand signs and kenjutsu practice. Kyuubi chuckled as she heard Naruto run across the lake doing his laps. I miss anything important? She asked him. Naruto smiled as he recognized his first friend. I got another friend, Kyuubi-chan. He said that his name was Kiba Inuzuka, Naruto said to her. Kyuubi smiled though Naruto couldn't see it. Good for you, Kit. Now I want you to continue this exercise for the next 3 months, then we will work on something else. By that time you will be up to snuff with your physical training, Kyuubi told him. Naruto nodded as he followed her instructions. Oh, and Kiba invited me to dinner tonight, Naruto told her. Kyuubi raised an eyebrow before smiling. That's nice. You get a new friend and now you get to see the woman who makes you blush like crazy, Kyuubi told him. Naruto sputtered out nonsense as a blush came across his face. That is completely false, Kyuubi-chan, Naruto said, defending whatever honor he had left. I don't know, Kit. With how you acted when you saw her today, I can only wonder, Kyuubi said to him. Naruto's blush deepened again as he surrendered. The truth was the woman did spark a sort of interest to Naruto, but he wasn't sure if it was any romantic interest since he was still too young. Well, anyway, let's get this training over with, Naruto stuttered. Kyuubi laughed in its cage as she wiped a tear from her eyes. Yeah, then we can go see you go gaga over the Inuzuka head, Kyuubi told him. Naruto blushed again. Kyuubi-chan. Naruto screamed as she laughed in her cage. Naruto finished all of his exercises as he looked up to see the dark sky across the training field. Naruto chuckled as he dismissed his clones as the memories of all their experiences rushed into him. Naruto had worked all that evening and could only smile at his progress or what he had done for a while. Naruto took in the memories of all the taijutsu stances and the clones, actions in his head as he also remembered the necessary hand signs for channeling chakra and for performing some low-level ninjutsu. Naruto also smirked when he went over his kenjutsu book. He now knew the low-level techniques for sword and the practices for each technique. Am I getting stronger, Kyuubi-chan? Naruto asked the hot demoness. Kyuubi chuckled as she sat in the cage. You're doing very well, Kit. I must say, even though you just started, you're making some great progress. It is almost obvious that you are the strongest academy student, Kyuubi told him. Naruto blushed from the praise as he decided to pack up for the day. Naruto soon remembered a certain friend who had invited him to dinner for the night. Naruto smiled as he ran home to wash up and change his clothes to meet his new friend. Not even the glares of the ignorant civilian population could get him down. Inuzuka compound. Kiba sat at the table with his mother and sister as he went over the day with them. He told them about his day at school and his new friend, Naruto Uzumaki. Tsume chuckled as Naruto's name seemed to be coming up a lot around her lately. And he totally put that emo Uchiha and his Banshee, Sakura, in their place. You should have seen him. He had an Inuzuka's ferocity. I'm telling you, I got chills just from him talking, Kiba said to them. Tsume and her other child, Hana, laughed as they imagined the all-powerful Uchiha being put in his place by the dead last. If he can talk down to that Uchiha, then he is okay in my book, Hana said with a smile. Tsume chuckled at her kids' antics, but soon got ready to make dinner. Soon it dawned on Kiba of his invitation. Ka-san, can Naruto come over for dinner tonight? Kiba asked her. Tsume looked at Kiba with a raised eyebrow as she took in his words. Kiba had the never-ending smile on his face as he looked at his mother. Tsume turned to Hana, who seemed to be begging also to meet this friend of Kiba's. Tsume chuckled as she was going to meet Naruto for a second time today. I wonder if Kami is trying to play with me, Tsume thought as she went over her children's request. Alright, when is he coming? Tsume asked him. Kiba jumped with some joy as he soon came back. At 9 p.m. tonight, Kiba said to her. Tsume nodded as she decided to take out an extra plate for their guest. This night might be interesting, Tsume thought as a smile graced her face. Kiba and Hana smiled as they looked forward to seeing the blonde boy. With Naruto, 8 o'clock p.m. Naruto soon made it home as he closed the door. Naruto smirked as he looked at the time. He had some time to spare as he took off his training clothes. Naruto soon put all his training equipment away as he smiled all the way to the bathroom. Well, someone is in a happy mood over a visit to someone's house, Kyuubi stated. Naruto nodded, not catching the intent of the statement. Soon Naruto stepped into the bathtub as he soaked in the soothing warmth of the water. Kyuubi-chan, can we talk face to face? Naruto asked her. Kyuubi looked in confusion at his strange request. Sure, Kit, you don't really need to ask. I don't mind you coming to visit. I quite enjoy your company, Kyuubi said to him. Naruto blushed, but nodded. He soon closed his eyes as he concentrated on his mindscape. Naruto smiled as he came to the sewer-like mindscape he had. Naruto's mindscape. Note to self. Fix this damn place later. Kyuubi-chan shouldn't be in something like this, Naruto thought as he walked past the bars. Naruto soon came up to Kyuubi as he took in her illustrious form and blushed. Kyuubi smiled as she relished in the thought that she could make him blush so easily with her body. What did you want to talk to me about, Kit? Kyuubi asked him. Naruto nodded as he sat down. Kyuubi followed suit as she knelt in a demure fashion. If you could assess my skills right now, how good are they? Naruto asked her. Kyuubi raised one of her eyebrows as she adopted a thinking pose. Even though you have just started your training, I would say that you have high cage level chakra right now. You have around high Genin chakra control of it from the exercises I had you do this morning and evening. You have Genin level taijutsu and kenjutsu from your experiences with your clones and everything. It seems that it is hard to find any genjutsu books without going too far into the shinobi section of the library. I figured that the basics of things would be grouped together, but that isn't the case. Well, in any case, I'm sure we will get to your genjutsu training over time. You can rely on me in helping you dispel any genjutsu for the time being. You don't really know any ninjutsu other than the ones the academy teaches you and the Kage Bunshin no Jutsu that I showed you. We will have to find out your nature affinity for right now. Would you like to do that right now? Kyuubi asked him. Naruto nodded, but soon looked slightly confused. What is a nature affinity? Naruto asked her. Kyuubi showed a mixture of happiness and anger as she looked at him. She was chuckling from his innocence in the question, but mad that no one in the academy even taught that type of thing yet. Alright, listen, Kit. Your nature affinity is what determines the type on element you have. There are wind, fire, earth, water, and lighting affinities. The people in Konoha lean more to Kaden affinities. Those in Suna lean towards Fudan affinities. Iwa leans to Dodan affinities. Kiri goes to Suidan affinities, and Kumo goes for Raiden affinities. Just place your hand on top of mine. I will soon tell you what your affinity is, Kyuubi said to him. Naruto nodded as he put his left hand on top of hers. Kyuubi soon closed her eyes as she concentrated. Kyuubi then opened her eyes and smiled. Lucky you, Kit. You have 3 affinities. You are quite special. You have a Fudan affinity, a Raiden affinity and a Kaden affinity, though that one might be from me. You are quite lucky as I am quite skilled at those 3. I can send you the information for some training in them all and it won't take you too long to start training in their ninjutsu and manipulation, Kyuubi told him. Naruto smirked from the information and hugged Kyuubi in a thank you, being completely ignorant of her blush that came across her face. Thank you, Kyuubi-chan, I am grateful to you for this, Naruto said to her. Kyuubi chuckled at his appreciation and nodded. Anytime, Naruto-kun, Kyuubi said, shocking Naruto at the use of his name. Why you used my name? Naruto asked her, still shocked. Kyuubi blushed as she tried to avoid his gaze. Yeah, I suppose I did. I will call you that now. I can't call you Kit forever, Kyuubi said to him. Naruto smiled as he hugged Kyuubi a little tighter. Q-chan, can we work on my dojutsu right now? Naruto asked her. Kyuubi smiled as she knew that he wasn't going to be silent about that for very long. Sure, I can work on it, but changing one's genetic map isn't easy, Naruto-kun, so it might be a few years before you can use it, Kyuubi said to him. Naruto nodded that he was more than happy to wait. It doesn't bother me, Q-chan. As long as I can have one that was made by you, I am happy, Naruto told her. Kyuubi blushed again at his sweet words as she smiled. Flatterer, Kyuubi thought with a smile. Soon Kyuubi snapped out of her blush as she returned to Naruto. So what kind of eye jutsu would you like? She asked him. Naruto thought for a minute as he smiled. I want a dojutsu that can copy any kind of jutsu, Naruto said, hoping that was enough. Kyuubi looked at him like he had no creativity. All you want is the Sharingan? She asked him, hoping that he said no. Naruto chuckled as he looked at her. No way, Q-chan. It will be like the Sharingan in a sense, but totally superior to it, Naruto said to her. Kyuubi looked at him as she wondered what was going on in that head of his. I want a dojutsu that will enable me to even copy the blood limits of others. The Sharingan can't do that from what they told us in the academy. When I look at people with my dojutsu, I want to be able to adapt to their stances and also have their eyes. My eyes will look at theirs and change my body or my eyes to one that suits the dojutsu that the other person has, Naruto explained. Kyuubi seemed to catch on as she hoped he was actually giving her a challenge. So you want a dojutsu that allows you to not only copy the blood limits and dojutsu of others, but you also want to be able to mimic their movements as you see them? Kyuubi asked in a final summary. Naruto nodded with a smile as he looked at Kyuubi. Yeah, but I still wish to be able to copy ninjutsu and genjutsu like the Sharingan. However, unlike Sasuke Tem, except if it's an enemy, I will ask permission from the person I copy or not if they piss me off, Naruto said to her with a smile. Kyuubi chuckled as she heard his declarations. Kyuubi soon cracked her hands as she stood up. Alright, a challenge. I can do that for you. Though due to the complexity of it, you might have to wait a few years for it. However, I can tell you that when it's done you will be quite happy with it. What do you want to name it? She asked him. Naruto smiled as he took a thinking pose. Since it can copy anything, can I call it the Shinsenagan, Divine Eye of Light? Naruto asked her. Kyuubi smirked at the name and had to admit that it sounded good coming from him. Nice name, Naruto-kun. I will get started right now while you go to dinner, Kyuubi said to him. Naruto nodded as he soon stood up. See you later, Q-chan, Naruto said to her. Kyuubi waved goodbye as she saw Naruto leave. Kyuubi soon smiled as she breathed deeply. Alright, time to get to work, Kyuubi said as she walked off deeper into the seal until she vanished. Bathroom. Naruto was soon brought out of his mindscape as he wondered how long he had been in the tub. Deciding to scrub himself down a bit more, Naruto washed his hair and the rest of his body as he soon got out of the tub. Naruto soon fixed his hair back into its spiky style and looked at the time. He still had about 25 minutes left until he had to go to dinner at the Inuzuka compound. Naruto chuckled as he rubbed the towel through his body and dried himself off. Naruto soon went to his closet as he pulled out some blue jeans along with a navy blue shirt. Naruto smirked as he put on his shoes. Alright, everything is good. I suppose I can arrive early, Naruto said to himself as he walked out the door. Naruto decided to be safe as he jumped across the rooftops to avoid the crowds of people, and good thing too. He managed to see some people with torches and sharp objects as they headed for his apartment. Naruto wasn't worried as the seal that his Jiji gave him would protect the apartment from the short fuse that the villagers seemed to carry. Ignoring that, Naruto made his way to the Inuzuka compound as Kiba had told him about how to find it and what it looked like. Inuzuka compound. Naruto managed to come up to the door with no attention being drawn to him as he looked around for any people who would be hostile towards him. Breathing a sigh of relief, Naruto knocked on the door. Naruto smiled as he waited at the door. He heard someone yell for a minute of time as they slowly appeared to the door. The person opened the door and looked down to see the blonde at the door. Why, hello Naruto, Tsume said to him. Naruto smiled as he nodded. Hello Tsume-chan. Kiba said that I could come over for dinner. Is that okay? Naruto asked her. Tsume smiled as she was happy that he wanted to confirm it with her before entering. That is right, Naruto. Kiba told me and you are more than welcome to come in for dinner. The food is already made, we weren't even waiting long for you. We only waited for about 4 minutes. Come on it, Tsume said to him. Naruto nodded with a smile as he entered the compound. Naruto took his shoes off as he walked on the wooden floor of the Inuzuka house. Naruto looked around as he saw pictures of Tsume, Kiba and another girl. Naruto looked around the house until he heard running as the noise came down the stairs. Naruto looked to see a few dogs come at him. Naruto smirked as he scratched one on the ears as the dog seemed to enjoy itself. The dog had black hair that made it seem very wolf-like, though it was from the Inuzuka clan after all. Tsume nearly gasped at the action as the dog whose ears Naruto was scratching was one of the most stubborn females in the Inuzuka clan. She wouldn't let anyone near her for some reason, and yet here was Naruto scratching her ears like it was just another day at the compound for him. Tsume soon smiled as Naruto leaned up. The female dog soon licked his face as he chuckled from the affection he received. She is a good girl, Naruto said to Tsume. Tsume couldn't believe what she heard as she looked at Naruto. Naruto, do you know what you just did? Tsume asked him. Naruto shook his head in slight fear as he wondered if he did something wrong. You just tamed one of our most stubborn female dogs. She hasn't let anyone touch her apart from me. You just scratched her ears and now look at her, Tsume said as she pointed to her. Naruto looked down and smiled as he saw her lean her body on his right leg. Naruto smiled as he rubbed her back. I see no problem with her, Tsume-chan. She is very cute, Naruto said to her. Tsume chuckled as the dog yipped like she was answering his compliment. What is her name? Naruto asked her. Tsume shrugged her shoulders. We haven't named her. Every time someone tried, she only growled as a sign that she hated the name, so no one named her, Tsume said. Tsume then lit up with a smile as she looked at Naruto. Why don't you try it? She asked him. Naruto looked at her in shock. Are you sure? I mean, am I allowed to? Naruto asked her. Tsume nodded. I don't see why not. You have obviously surpassed most of the clan as she has taken a liking to you already, Tsume said with a smile. Naruto nodded as he looked down at her. He smiled as she seemed to be waiting for a name from the cute blonde in front of her. Naruto soon knelt down and rubbed her head. I think that Kasumi is a good name, Naruto said to her. Tsume looked down as the dog yipped as she seemed to accept the name. Tsume chuckled as she walked around Naruto with her body hard pressed against his. I think she likes that name also. Kasumi, huh? Tsume said. Kasumi accepting the name that Naruto gave her. Naruto and Tsume chuckled as Tsume took Naruto into the kitchen. Naruto soon came in to see Kiba and another girl at the table. Naruto looked down to see Akamaru next to Kiba and 3 other dogs next to Hana. Naruto smiled as he sat next to Kiba. Hey Naruto, how are you? Kiba asked him. Naruto smiled as he sat at the table. I am good Kiba. I got a lot of training done today, Naruto said to him. Kiba nodded with a smile as Naruto turned to the girl across the table. Hello, I am Naruto Uzumaki, who are you? Naruto asked her with a bit of politeness in his voice. Hana smiled as she took in his features. Hello Naruto. My name is Hana Inuzuka. Kiba told me about today. I personally want to say, Hana said as she walked over and placed her hands on his shoulders and cried. Thank you for putting that Uchiha in his place. I have never met anyone more egotistical than that. The stupid villagers inflating his pride doesn't help either. So I just have to say thank you, Hana said to him. Naruto nodded slightly with a blush as he heard her words. All in a day's work Hana-chan, I am more than happy to do it. Though for some reason I can tell that he is going to try something else that will make me want to put him in his place again, Naruto said to her. Hana nodded as she returned to her seat with a big smile. Tsume soon came into the room as she saw the both of her children smiling. They seem quite taken to him so far. It seems that he is quite the mood maker, Tsume said to herself as she served the food. Soon Kasumi came into the room as Kiba and Hana looked at her. Kasumi smiled as she knelt near Naruto's feet. Kiba and Hana looked at Naruto with their mouths dropped as they turned to their mother. Tsume noticed their stares and nodded. Yeah, it got me also. I couldn't believe it either, Tsume said to them. Both turned to see Naruto patting her head and scratching her ears. Hana remembered when she tried, but Kasumi growled at her. Even Kiba had trouble with her, but here was Naruto acting like he knew her his whole life. Wow Naruto, you did what no other Inuzuka clan member could do. I am impressed, Hana said to him. Naruto blushed with a slight thank you. Kiba nodded in agreement with his sister as everyone was given their food. Alright everyone, let's eat, Tsume said to them. Everyone nodded as they ate the food that Tsume prepared for them. Tsume cooked some steak with white rice and vegetables. Everyone enjoyed the meal as they talked about the regular things in life. Everyone had a good time as they enjoyed Naruto's company. Naruto told them about his interests and his hobbies. He also told them about his dreams and ambitions. Both Kiba and Hana enjoyed his company very much throughout the dinner. Naruto even, with the permission of Tsume, told Kiba and Hana about Kyuubi and the attack on Konoha and how she was sealed in him. He decided to place his trust in someone other than Kyuubi and Sarutobi. Kiba and Hana were shocked at the news. Both couldn't hate Naruto for his life nor for the burden that he was made to carry. They in fact sympathized with him. Tsume gave constant growls over how he was treated throughout his life by the villagers. So the attack on Konoha wasn't intentional on Kyuubi's part, but she was controlled. Hana asked him. Naruto nodded as he finished telling them everything. Wow Naruto, I can't imagine such a life. I feel for you man, but I will be your friend and anyone who tries to say otherwise will meet my fist, Kiba said with a smile. Naruto chuckled with a thank you from Kiba as he received a nod from Hana and Tsume. If anything, I can't accept how this place treated you. They are trampling all over Yondaime's wish simply because they can't look past their hatred. Makes me sick, Tsume said, which caused the other 3 to nod. It isn't so bad though. I got to meet Tsume-chan, Kiba, and Hana-chan along with Kasumi-chan, Naruto said as he got whacked on the leg by Kasumi's tail showing she was happy. Tsume slightly blushed at his appreciation for just meeting them. Hana smiled along with Kiba at his declaration. You are more than welcome to come here anytime you like, Naruto, Tsume said to him. Naruto nodded with a smile as he helped them wash the dishes. Tsume smiled at his generosity as she assessed his qualities and features. The boy is kind and strong. He has a clear goal in mind and he looks out for others. He doesn't take things for granted and appreciates people just being there for him. He is quite the young man. I really want to see what the future holds in store for him, Tsume thought as she found herself smiling a lot more with Naruto around. Soon all the dishes were washed and everyone had some light dessert. Naruto enjoyed his time with the Inuzukas as he soon got up to leave. Well, it is time for me to go. I will see you at the academy tomorrow, Kiba, Naruto said to him. Kiba nodded with a smile as he saw Naruto get up. All right, Naruto, see you tomorrow, Kiba said to him. Hana said her goodbyes as Naruto turned around, but Tsume stopped him. You should come train with us sometime, Naruto, Tsume said to him. Naruto chuckled with a nod as he soon was about to leave, but was stopped by a tug on his pants. Naruto turned to see Kasumi whimper at the sight of him leaving. Naruto knelt down and scratched her ears with a sad smile. I will come tomorrow, Kasumi-chan, I promise, Naruto said to her. Kasumi growled lowly as she felt her ears get scratched. Unknown to him, Tsume, Hana, and Kiba watched the action and smiled. Tsume turned to her children and smiled when both nodded at her. Tsume chuckled as she made her presence known to Naruto. You know, Naruto, Inuzuka law dictates that a dog belongs to the person who names them. Seeing as how Kasumi likes you and you named her, you are rightfully her owner and companion, Tsume said to him. Naruto looked up in shock at her words. Really? Naruto said to her. Tsume nodded with a smile. That's right, Naruto. Kasumi is yours. Grow up with her to be a good person and companion. I look forward to seeing you two together, Tsume said to him. Naruto and Kasumi smiled as she wrapped her body around Naruto's legs. Naruto chuckled as he gave Kasumi a hug. Tsume chuckled at the sight. Just let me know if you need any help with her. Never handle it alone if you don't now. Here is a list of her required food and supplies, Tsume said to him as she gave him the list. Naruto happily took the note as he read down the list. Naruto nodded. Thank you, Tsume-chan. I promise to take good care of Kasumi-chan. Bye, Kiba. Bye, Hana-chan. See you tomorrow, Naruto said as he and Kasumi turned to leave. Kiba and Hana waved goodbye. And goodbye, Tsume-chan, Naruto said to her. Tsume chuckled as she slightly blushed at the constant affectionate way he said her name. Goodbye, Naruto-kun, Tsume said, not realizing her words. Naruto nodded as he picked up Kasumi and put her in his shirt. Kasumi's head slowly poked out from his shirt with a smile. Naruto waved goodbye as he took to the roof and headed back to his apartment with a big smile on his face for the fun night he had with Tsume, Kiba, and Hana. Tsume closed the door to the house as she turned around. Tsume chuckled from the night they all had with Naruto. As everyone headed upstairs to go to bed, Kiba turned to Tsume and Hana. He is great company, isn't he? Kiba said to them. Both girls nodded as he headed upstairs with Akamaru. Hana turned to her mother with a smile as she looked at her. Ka-san, in your goodbye I think I heard you say the words, Naruto-kun. Did I hear that right? Hana asked her mother. Tsume blushed and stuttered at her daughter's accusation. I don't know what you are talking about, Hana, Tsume said as she tried to deny the accusation. Hana smiled as she knew her hearing never failed her. Then why is your face red, Ka-san? Hana asked her. Tsume growled slightly at her daughter, which caused Hana to chuckle. Shouldn't you be going to bed now, Hana? Tsume asked, playing her final trump card. Hana chuckled at her mother's embarrassed face, but nodded. All right, good night, Ka-san, and have a good night, Hana said as she ran upstairs. Tsume stuttered again as she was left on the staircase. She is never going to let me live this down, Tsume thought as a smile soon graced her face. You are a mystery, Naruto-kun, Tsume said with her smile as she walked upstairs as she was ready to go to bed. Naruto had gotten used to the training that Kyuubi had put him through as he was finally showing the signs of his development. Naruto had learned how to harness his chakra as he mastered tree climbing along with water walking. Naruto perfected the Kage Bunshin technique as he was able to fully utilize its features. Naruto was a bit more muscular as he showed little signs of baby fat on his body. In addition to making his dojutsu, Kyuubi taught Naruto all she knew about the elements of Kaden, Raiden, and Fuden. Naruto had become quite skilled at all three thanks to the Kage Bunshin Jutsu. Naruto could now do element manipulation as he learned Genin to high Chunin level jutsus involving the three affinities. Naruto also managed to learn a bit from the Inuzuka clan as he trained with Kasumi. As it turned out, Kasumi was actually half wolf and was the daughter of Kuromaru. Naruto always trained with Kasumi as they had even gotten the basic stances of the Inuzuka clan down. Naruto and Kiba hung out like brothers as they always seemed to have fun and train together. Hana took a liking to Naruto as he seemed to cause more family unions to happen. Tsume, for her part, loved Naruto's company. He was always a fast learner and he never complained about the training she gave him. Tsume could only chuckle as Naruto had some special place in her heart, though Tsume had a tough time admitting it to herself. Naruto had also gotten closer to Kyuubi as he gave her a quick kiss for her efforts in training him. Kyuubi grew flattered at Naruto's company as she found out she had come to love the blonde. Naruto's studies also grew as he was now second only to Sasuke, but that was because he wanted to be. He didn't feel like having Sasuke argue with him over the stupid things such as ranks. All in all, Naruto was becoming quite the academy student, though he still had people and their harsh treatment to deal with, but he seemed to handle it better. Naruto woke up to the sight of his room as he looked up at his chest and smiled as he saw Kasumi sleeping soundly on his stomach. Naruto chuckled as he closed his eyes. "Kyuubi-chan, are you there?" Naruto asked her. Kyuubi smiled as she got out of the house that Naruto made for her. Naruto had renovated his mindscape to fit Kyuubi's needs as he made a small house for her along with a beautiful field of flowers. Naruto also gave her some company as multiple kits played with her. Kyuubi was extremely grateful for the gift that Naruto had given her. Smiling, Kyuubi made her presence known. "I am here, Naruto-kun, just enjoying the bed that you made me." "These silk sheets are amazing," Kyuubi told him. Naruto chuckled with a nod as he got up. Kasumi soon awoke also as she liked her blonde's face. Naruto chuckled at the affection, but soon got up as he let Kasumi get to the floor. Naruto soon knelt down as Kasumi climbed up to his head and curled into his hair. Naruto chuckled at the act and went to wash up. Naruto entered the bathroom as he took a quick shower and brushed his teeth as he soon exited the bathroom. "So how far are we into the training, Kyuubi-chan?" Naruto asked her. Kyuubi chuckled as she took a thinking pose as she rubbed a small fox's coat. "You have gone through the Genin to Chunin training much faster than I thought. Your Kenjutsu skill are around the high Chunin level and your chakra control is low Jonin now. Your Taijutsu is high Chunin. Genjutsu is still pretty low, but with me here you will be fine for now. As for your training with the Inuzuka clan, I would say that you are high Genin low Chunin. You know the starters for their jutsus and stances for right now. All in all, you are the ideal academy student, Naruto-kun," Kyuubi told him. Naruto smirked as he nodded. Naruto soon put on his black swirl shirt along with his black Anbu pants. Naruto strapped his sword on his back. Naruto decided to take a few shuriken and kunai for practice as he and Kasumi exited the apartment. "So how is the dojutsu coming?" Naruto asked her. Kyuubi chuckled at his question, but gave him her honest answer. "It's coming along quite well. I have half the process of it done. Trust me, trying to make an eye that can copy anything it sees is frustrating, but it is a very fun challenge. The only thing that I can't change is how you receive it," Kyuubi said to him. Naruto quirked up an eyebrow as he was too busy listening to Kyuubi talk to notice the intense glares he got. "What do you mean, Kyuubi-chan?" Naruto asked her. Kyuubi sighed as she straightened herself on the bed. "All dojutsu are activated by either some form of stress or a life-death situation. So you will have to have a situation like that to unlock this eye. I can't find a way around that, sorry Naruto-kun," Kyuubi told him. Naruto merely shrugged as he ran towards the academy. "There is no way around it, Kyuubi-chan. I don't mind. I have had life-death situations too many times already, what's one more?" Naruto said to her. Kyuubi caught the joke, but didn't laugh as she cared too much about him to think about such a situation. Naruto noticed that she went quiet and panicked. Ah, sorry Kyuubi-chan. I promised to be careful. I wouldn't do that to you, Naruto said with a quick apology. Kyuubi smiled with a nod though Naruto couldn't see it. Alright Naruto-kun. I don't want to lose you, so do be careful, Kyuubi told him. Naruto nodded as he arrived at the academy grounds. And now is the time when I train my concentration to stay awake, Naruto said as he got a laugh from Kyuubi. Naruto also chuckled as he entered the classroom. Naruto was instantly met with glares that ranged from jealousy to hate and strangely lust. Naruto sighed as he saw only one true smile out of the group of students as he looked at his closest friend. Hey Kiba, how are you doing? Naruto asked him. Kiba smirked as Akamaru and Kasumi barked their hellos. Naruto sat next to Kiba as he smiled. Doing good here Naruto. Are you still up for training at my house later? Kiba asked him. Naruto nodded with a smile as Kasumi leapt to his lap and curled into a ball as she closed her eyes. I still can't believe my eyes when I see that. You got the most stubborn female in the clan. That is still quite the feat Naruto, but I am happy for you, Kiba said to him. Naruto chuckled sheepishly with a slight thank you. Soon the class settled down as Iruka and Mizuki entered the room. Naruto didn't miss the glare he got from Mizuki as he sighed. This was going to be a long day. Council room. While Naruto and Kiba were in the academy, Sarutobi and Tsume were attending a council meeting which both were sure about that it was about Naruto. Tsume had told Sarutobi about the dinner and conversation Naruto had with her family. Sarutobi was shocked that Naruto could talk to Kyuubi, but was also shocked when he was told that the Kyuubi attack wasn't intentional on her part. Sarutobi learned that she was manipulated by someone into attacking the village. Sarutobi got the confirmation from Naruto as they spoke at one point. Sarutobi was quite relieved at the news, but figured that he shouldn't tell the council about things. They obviously wouldn't buy it and they would think that the demon took over Naruto. Tsume agreed with him to the secret as both entered the room. Tsume sat in her seat as did Sarutobi. Soon all members of the council filed in. There was the civilian part and the shinobi part. Soon followed Sarutobi's old teammates Kaharu and Homura. Soon everyone sat down as Sarutobi decided to get the headache over with. Alright, the council is now assembled. Now what are the concerns of everyone today? Sarutobi asked with a sigh as he and Tsume knew what was coming. Soon a member of the civilian council stood up. We are here to express our concerns over a certain boy in the village, some merchant said to him. Sarutobi sighed again as he turned to the civilian side of the council. He knew they were talking about Naruto or else they would have said his name. So what is the concern? Hiruzen asked them. Someone smirked as they stood. I want to know why we are keeping that thing in our village. He is obviously going to be the end of us if we don't do something, a pink monkey's mother said as she looked at him. Tsume muttered something about excessive screaming and bloodlines as she turned her head clearly uninterested in the conversation. That thing has a name Sukuna and I suggest that you say him name or else I will assume that there is hostility in your speak, Sarutobi said to her with a glare that made her flinch. Sukuna sat down with a grumble, but someone else stood. What Miss Haruno means is that we should take some precautions to make sure that Naruto Uzumaki doesn't use the demon's power to exact his revenge on us, another man said to him. Tsume slightly chuckled at his statement as she drew some people to her. Tsume whispered to herself, but didn't know everyone else was listening. Maybe if you didn't try to beat him within an inch of his life nearly every day then you wouldn't have anything to worry about, Tsume said to herself, but everyone caught it. Some on the council smirked at her statement, but nodded. Hey, that boy is at fault here. I don't know about you, but my family was killed because of that damn demon brat, the man said to her. Tsume growled as she unleashed some ki that made the man shiver. Oh Kami, shut up. If anyone is a demon here it is you damn people along with a large majority of the village for beating on a little boy who did nothing to you at all, Tsume yelled as her growling increased. Everyone gasped at her as some on the council seethed. He is a demon. How do you know that you aren't being corrupted by its power right now? Sukuna yelled. Tsume narrowed her eyes as she unconsciously became more feral. I know because I have actually talked to him. I have spent time with him and I have invited him to my house for dinner. He is the sweetest boy I know. The fact that he doesn't even hate you people shows how kind and forgiving he is. If he is a demon, then either demons are exaggerated by humans or there are nice demons. Either way, I won't stand for you arrogant, selfish, disgusting assholes insulting Naruto-kun, Tsume yelled at them as her hands clawed at the table in front of her. Most people, even Sarutobi, gasped at her speech as everyone took in the last word of her mouth. Shikaku, Shibi, and Hiashi gasped at the word, Naruto-kun, that Tsume said to everyone. Sarutobi smiled with a nod as he brought everyone's attention to him. What Tsume says is quite true. You who don't know Naruto don't have the right to say what he is and what he isn't. So if that is it, then this meeting is. Wait a minute, Sakuno yelled. Sarutobi sighed as everyone turned to her. Sakuno turned to Tsume and pointed her finger at her. It is more than obvious that he is playing you. No demon is kind and nice. You might be able to risk your kid's safety, but I am not. I say that we banish him, Sakuno uttered. Some of the civilian council smirked, but the shinobi side narrowed their eyes. Shikaku, Shibi, and Hiashi held no malice towards Naruto as they were always neutral in their affairs. Shuza, Tsume, and Inoichi had more sympathy with Naruto than anyone else. They felt that his life was very unfair. Tsume soon stood up as she cracked her knuckles. Sarutobi along with the shinobi part of the council sweated as everyone on the civilian side was oblivious the insane amount of ki in the air. Tsume chuckled as she looked at Sakuno. I dare you to try it and see what the hell I won't do to your Haruno. You seem to be forgetting your place in this council. You have no real power here. All you do is advise the Hokage in his job. You don't make decisions, you don't change laws, and you sure as hell don't decide who stays in this village and who doesn't. So shut up, sit down, and for the sake of all our eardrums, shut up. Tsume said as she sat back down. Everyone breathed a sigh of relief as the problem didn't escalate any further. Sakuno reluctantly obeyed as she kept her trap shut. Sarutobi mentally smiled, he coughed, drawing all attention to him. Tsume is correct in all aspects. Now this meeting was clearly a waste of time, now this meeting is adjourned, Sarutobi said in a tone that left no room for a debate. Everyone followed out before the clan heads. Soon the clan heads left also as everyone walked up to Tsume. You were rather fierce in there, Inoichi said to her. Tsume huffed as she didn't feel like talking. Come on Tsume, what is wrong with you? Hiashi asked her. Tsume stopped as did everyone else. I just hate them for belittling him for something out of his control. It makes me wonder who the true demons are, Tsume said to them as she walked back to the compound for some much-needed rest. Everyone followed her lead as they went back to their respective compounds so they could rest from the day they all had. With Naruto and Kiba, 5 hours later. School had ended as both boys left the academy grounds. Both looked to see Sasuke surrounded by countless girls as they all had hearts in their eyes. I don't know what's worse, the girls or prick they worship, Kiba said to him. Naruto chuckled with a nod as that was a rather perplexing decision to make for both of them. Both boys walked through the streets as they ignored the glares that seemed to be more intense than usual. Well Naruto, let's hurry up and get to my house so we can train, Kiba said to him. Naruto nodded as both ran off as they soon made it to the compound. Inuzuka compound. Tsume slept on the couch as she rested her nerves from dealing with the annoying council members. Tsume didn't really let it bother her, but what Inoichi said to her did. Despite what people thought, Tsume was quite level-headed and rational. Seeing her yell was quite a shock. Tsume blushed as she had never really yelled at anyone, yet the thought of people insulting Naruto took her over the edge as she wasn't going to allow that to happen. Tsume didn't know why she protected Naruto the way she did. Maybe it was interest or maybe it was the way he smiled at her, she wasn't sure of either option. She just knew that she really cared for Naruto. I wonder why I yelled like that. I never really did, but I hate the way they treat him, Tsume said as she positioned herself for a more comfortable position on the couch. Tsume soon fell asleep as the door opened. Naruto and Kiba walked through the door with Akamaru and Kasumi right behind them. Naruto looked to see Tsume laying in the couch fast asleep. Naruto chuckled, but soon stopped as he noticed the frown on her sleeping face. That looked unnerved Naruto slightly as he narrowed his eyes. He was going to find out what happened to her today after his training. Naruto pushed the thought aside as he saw Hana in the kitchen reading. Hello Hana-chan. What are you reading? Naruto asked her. Hana looked up to see the blonde boy behind her as she smiled. Just reading some literature Naruto-kun, Hana said with a smile. Naruto nodded with a smile as he and Kiba took a training ground and practiced the training they had with Tsume. Hana smiled at their interaction as she decided to watch the two and read at the same time. Hana saw her mother sleeping and soon smirked as she got up. Hana walked over to her mother and saw the frown on her face. Hana smiled as she wanted to test this theory of hers out. Hana knelt down on her knees and whispered in her mother's ear. Naruto-kun, Hana said to her. Instantly the frown on Tsume's face disappeared with a smile as she went through her dream. Hana gasped at the action, but soon smiled. Note to self. Ka-san might have a thing for Naruto, Hana said as she put that mental note away for later. Hana sat on the floor as she saw Naruto and Kiba spar along with Akamaru and Kasumi. Naruto seemed to fit right in with the Inuzukas as no one had any problems with him. He was in fact a better Inuzuka than most of the other members. Hana smiled as she wished Naruto could really be a part of her family. Naruto-kun, if you could move Ka-san this way then I wonder what would happen if, Hana thought as the idea went through her head. Hana smiled as she wondered if she should even go along with the plan that she put together. Later that day, Naruto and Kiba smirked as they had finished training and were now eating quietly at the table. Tsume soon woke up as she looked at Hana reading her book. Hana, did anything happen while I was asleep? Tsume asked her. Hana shook her head with a smile that didn't go unnoticed by Tsume. Tsume decided to let it go and got up to take a bath. Though Naruto-kun is here, Hana told her. Tsume stopped for a split second, then she continued to walk with a slight smile across her face. Tsume saw Naruto and Kiba eating as she took in his new features. She had seen Naruto nearly every day that she never really saw the changes in his body. She could see he was a bit more ripped in his appearance and his hair grew more spiky, but not as spiky as hers. He exuded strength, power, and overall confidence. Tsume blushed as she decided to go take her bath. Tsume soon went upstairs as Naruto and Kiba finished their food. Kiba, do you mind if I use your shower? Naruto asked him. Kiba nodded as Naruto soon went upstairs. Naruto soon came up to the bathroom as he slid open the door. As Naruto walked in, time slowed down as Naruto took in the form of a Tsume. Naruto blushed as his eyes roamed her entire body. Tsume was a completely hot woman as far as Naruto could tell. Naruto heard Kyuubi roll around in her bed as she saw the sight also. Unknown to Naruto, his body was showing strong signs of affection towards the woman as Tsume looked down to see his member reacting to her. Tsume quirked up an eyebrow as she stared at his package. Tsume only had one word as it come to mind. Huge. Tsume thought as Naruto's mind overloaded. Naruto soon collapsed as Tsume smiled. Tsume soon grabbed a towel as she quickly wrapped up her body. Tsume looked to see the small trickle of blood that came from Naruto's nose. Tsume smiled as she picked up Naruto and carried him to her room. Tsume laid him on the bed as she left. Tsume soon returned to the bathroom as she washed her body. Tsume could only smile as she found Naruto's reaction to her flattering. With Naruto, 25 minutes later. Naruto soon groaned as he woke up to the sight of a room he had never been in. Naruto scanned the room as he looked to see the door. Naruto got up as he recalled the event that came to his mind. Naruto blushed as he had seen what very few men ever get to see. I hope she doesn't kill me, Naruto said to himself. Soon a visitor came as it made its presence known. Ah, Naruto-kun, if you want to see a woman you just had to ask me, Kyuubi said to him. Naruto blushed as he was assaulted with visions of a and playful Kyuubi. Kyuubi-chan, I am not like that. I mean I do like you, but Naruto kept stuttering, which only served to add to Kyuubi's entertainment. Well, I know what to look forward to when you get to an appropriate age, Kyuubi told him. Naruto forced the image of what she was talking about down until it was completely. Arrow Kyuubi, Naruto said, to which Kyuubi laughed. Ah, you don't like my teasing, Naru-kun. That is a shame, Kyuubi said as she cut the mental connection with a smile on her face. Naruto was left to his thoughts. Naruto soon got up as the door to the room opened. Naruto turned to see Tsume standing there in her regular clothes with a smile on her face. Did you enjoy the view? She asked him. Naruto blushed, but looked at the floor. Tsume chuckled as she walked up to him. Don't worry about it so much, Naruto-kun. I can tell it was an accident. You wouldn't purposely peep, would you? She asked him. Naruto shook his head, which really caused Tsume's opinion of him to increase, although it was high enough already. Naruto soon came back to what he wanted to talk to her about. Tsume-chan, will you talk with me? Naruto asked her. Tsume raised her eyebrow in confusion, but nodded as both made their way to the bed. Both sat down as Naruto went over his words. Why were you sad? Naruto asked her. Tsume looked at him in slight shock as she wondered if he read her mind. Why would I be sad? She asked him. Naruto sighed as he looked at the ground. I watched you sleep for a while and you had a frown on your face as you slept. I wanted to know what was wrong, Naruto said to her. Tsume looked at him in a new light as she discovered that he was able to read emotions, even hidden ones. Tsume sighed as she put her hands on her lap. We had a council meeting about you today. People said stupid things about you and it pissed me off. I defended you as best I could and the whole meeting was just a plain headache, Tsume said to him. Naruto nodded as Tsume told him about the entire meeting. Naruto narrowed his eyes as he knew that the civilian council didn't like him, rather hated was a better word for it. Naruto listened calmly and even smiled when he heard that Tsume defended him against the pink monkey's mother. Tsume ended her story and tried to gauge Naruto's reaction, but couldn't. After a minute, Naruto surprised Tsume by crashing into her body with a hug. Tsume smiled as she rubbed Naruto's hair. Thank you, Tsume-chan. I am very grateful to you for that, Naruto said to her. Tsume nodded with a smile on her face as she looked at Naruto, who was busy thinking about something. Tsume-chan, Naruto said to her. Tsume looked at him as she replied. Yes, Naruto-kun. Tsume asked him. Naruto blushed, but steeled his resolve as he looked at her. Tsume-chan, I believe that I'll like you a lot. I might in fact love you, Naruto said as he gave her his confession. Tsume's eyes widened, but soon settled as she looked at Naruto. I know I might be too young for you, but I promise that when I make Chunin I will confess again and then I would like you to go out with me, Naruto said to her. Tsume mulled over his confession as it did indeed touch her heart. Tsume smiled as she went over Naruto's qualities over the years they meet. He had way more good qualities than bad and to her he was very cute. Tsume chuckled as she turned to Naruto. Tsume smiled as she slammed her lips into Naruto's as she gave him a deep kiss. Naruto was taken aback by the action, but soon recovered as he kissed her back. After the kiss, both leaned back as Tsume smiled. That kiss is our promise, Naruto-kun. Become a Chunin and I am all yours. Of course if we date you will need to be up on a few things, but get to Chunin. I will be waiting, Tsume said as she got up to leave. Tsume put a little sway into her hips as she closed the door. Naruto went over the kiss as he seemed immensely happy over the promise they made. Naruto steeled his resolve as he left the room. Naruto soon came downstairs as he grabbed his stuff. Kiba took notice and waved Naruto goodbye. See you later, Naruto, Kiba said to him. Naruto waved goodbye to Kiba and Hana as Kasumi came up and perched on his head. Naruto soon ran off as both wondered what his good mood was all about. Hana turned to Tsume, who was still smiling. Did something good happen, Ka-san? Hana asked her. Tsume laughed as she shrugged her shoulders. Maybe. I am not sure just yet, Tsume said to her. Hana raised an eyebrow as she wanted to know what happened with Naruto. Hana decided to ignore it as herself, Tsume, and Kiba went upstairs to go to sleep. This was a good day after all, Tsume thought as she went upstairs to go to bed with a happy thought. Naruto smirked as he got up from his bed. He took in the rays of sunshine as he steadily rose to his feet. He soon groaned as he adjusted his eyes to the sleeping form of Kasumi next to him by the bed. All right, today is the day, Naruto said with a smile as he headed to the bathroom. Right behind him was his favorite companion Kasumi. Kasumi had gotten slightly bigger as she was just below Naruto's kneecaps. Her fur was slightly thicker and more wolf-looking. Her teeth were a lot sharper and her claws were more refined. Kasumi followed Naruto into the shower as Naruto scrubbed his partner down and washed her clean. Naruto smiled as Kasumi enjoyed just being near her blonde. Naruto soon washed himself in turn as he poured the hot water over his body. Naruto was even more muscular now than the last 3 years as nearly all traces of baby fat were gone. After washing up, Naruto soon stepped out of the bath along with a dry Kasumi as he opened his closet. Naruto pulled out his sword along with a dark shirt with red stripes on the shoulders. Naruto put on his black pants as he strapped his sword around his back and put on his new black shinobi shoes to complete the attire. Combined with Kasumi's black fur, the duo looked quite professional. Now time to become a genin, Naruto said as he and Kasumi left. Naruto roamed the streets as he took in the sight of the stores opening and people coming into the streets. Naruto sighed as he soon heard the murmurs of the populace. Naruto shook his head as someone soon approached him. "And where are you going, demon brat?" the man asked him. Kasumi growled lowly at the man until Naruto sighed. "Where I go is none of your damn business. Now if that is all, I am leaving," Naruto said as he sidestepped the man. The man seethed at the demon brat having the gall to talk back to him. The man soon reached out and grabbed Naruto's shoulder. "Don't walk away from me when I am talking to you," he yelled. Kasumi jumped as she bit the man's arm as he screamed in pain. Naruto chuckled as Kasumi let go and fell to the ground on her paws. The man gripped his arm as he stared ice daggers at Naruto, who was softly petting Kasumi on her head. "Good girl, Kasumi, but I told you not to bite into the trash. It isn't good for your health," Naruto told her. Kasumi yipped as she licked his face. Naruto chuckled as he ignored the man and continued walking. Naruto had been in similar incidents like that one, but chose to ignore them or have Kasumi defend him. He always loved it when she did. Naruto was soon brought out of his thoughts as someone decided to strike a conversation. "So today is the day for you, huh, Naruto-kun," Kyuubi told him as she laid in her bed. Naruto chuckled with a nod as the academy soon came into view. "I can't wait to get this exam over with. I have you to thank for all the help, Kyuubi-chan," Naruto said to her in his thoughts. Kyuubi blushed at his kind words as she licked her lips. "Do I get a thank you?" she asked him. Naruto blushed slightly, but put a finger to his chin as he thought over her question. "And what kind of thank you would you like?" Naruto asked her. Kyuubi smiled as she thought it over. "Maybe one involving you kissing me with those sweet lips of yours," Kyuubi told him. Naruto chuckled slightly with a nod. "All right, Kyuubi-chan, I will do that for you. It is my way of saying thank you after all," Naruto told her. Kyuubi nodded as she soon cut the connection as Naruto entered the building. Naruto and Kasumi roamed the halls for a while until they came to their room. Naruto opened the door as he saw all the students' gazes turn on him. Naruto closed the door as he silently made his way to his seat. Naruto could hear some of the sneers the kids made about him. He also heard some girls say how cool and hot he looked in his clothes. Naruto sighed as he soon looked up and smiled to see his longtime friend. "Hey Kiba, how you doing?" Naruto asked him. Kiba smiled as Naruto sat next to him. "Hey Naruto. I am doing good. Well, it's finally the time, isn't it?" Kiba asked him. Naruto nodded with a smile as both boys looked to see Akamaru and Kasumi sit on their laps. Kasumi soon went to sleep as she snuggled against Naruto's warm body. Naruto allowed Kasumi to sleep as he looked around the room. Most of the boys were talking to their friends while the girls fawned over the still brooding Uchiha. "That's right, Kiba. Today is the day we become genin," Naruto told him. Kiba nodded as both eagerly awaited the coming instructors. 30 minutes later. Soon the class was seated as Iruka and Mizuki came into the room. Naruto met a cold stare from Mizuki as he sighed. "Great, just what I need right now," Naruto said to himself. Iruka soon looked at the entire class as he gave Naruto a knowing smile. "All right, everyone. The academy days are over and you will now be tested over your abilities through the years here. We will be judging you on 3 things. The Henge, the Kawarimi Jutsu and the Bunshin Jutsu," Iruka said to them. All the students' eyes beamed with excitement as they proclaimed that they would be the greatest shinobi in the lands. Naruto sighed, but mentally yelled that he would be the Hokage, much to Kyuubi's delight and entertainment. Iruka went through the list of students as he called out the students one by one. Naruto and Kiba sat quietly until their names were called. Iruka went down the list until he came up to the last name after Uchiha. Iruka smirked as he read the name. Uzumaki Naruto, Iruka called. Naruto perked up as he left his seat to see a thumbs up from Kiba. Naruto walked down the stairs as he felt the intense glares of people on him, but it didn't matter as he heard the shouts of encouragement from Kyuubi boasting his confidence. Naruto soon appeared in front of Iruka as he nodded. Henge Naruto, Iruka told him. Naruto nodded as he pumped chakra into his form. Smoke soon covered his body and shocked everyone in class as he hanged into a perfect Minato Namikaze. Naruto how did you? It's quite easy when you have seen what the person looks like, Naruto said as he unhinged back into his regular self. Alright you go Naruto, Kiba yelled. Naruto chuckled with a nod as he turned back to Iruka. So do I pass? Naruto asked him. Iruka nodded absently as he went down the list. Next is the Kawarimi Naruto, Iruka told him. Naruto nodded with a smirk as he disappeared. In his place was Sarutobi with an orange book in his hands. He appeared to be giggling. Hokage-sama, Iruka said in confusion. Sarutobi continued to giggle as he read the book. Narumi you naughty girl, I can't believe you. Hokage-sama, Iruka yelled. Sarutobi looked up to see that he wasn't at his desk and the faces of the children along with the instructors who were looking at him. Sarutobi gasped as he quickly hid his book. He soon disappeared as Naruto reappeared in his place. Learn anything today Iruka-sensei? Naruto asked him. Iruka and Mizuki sighed as they looked at the blonde in the spot where the Hokage was. I learned that my Hokage is a pervert. You pass that Naruto. Now Bunshin, Iruka told him with a slight headache. Naruto nodded as Kyuubi drained his chakra down to the bare minimum he needed. Bunshin no jutsu, Naruto yelled as 10 clones came into existence. Iruka nodded though Naruto saw a look of surprise on Mizuki's face. You pass Naruto, here is your headband. Congratulations Naruto Uzumaki, Iruka said to him. Naruto nodded as he gratefully took the headband from his sensei. Naruto smiled as he returned to his seat. Kiba congratulated Naruto along with Shikamaru and Choji. Hinata slightly blushed, but was happy for his achievement. Naruto smiled with a nod as everyone was soon done with the exams. Alright go outside to see your scores and see who is the rookie of the year, Mizuki said to them. Everyone nodded as they filed out of the classroom. Iruka sighed as he looked over the papers. I guess I will have to speak to my Hokage about today, Iruka told him. Mizuki gave a fake smile along with a nod. Well Iruka, I have business to do. I will see you later, Mizuki told him. Iruka nodded as he waved his friend goodbye. Damn it he graduated. Looks like I will have to handle this myself, Mizuki thought as he exited the classroom. With the Naruto and Kiba. Both boys along with their dogs walked through the crowd as they looked at their scores. Everyone seemed happy with their overall performance, but everyone looked to see who the rookie of the year was. Everyone gasped as the girls turned to Sasuke, who was seething. Naruto looked at his name and smiled along with Kiba. Naruto I got a 76 what did you get? Kiba asked him. Naruto smirked as he looked at the board. I am number 1 Kiba with a solid score of 100, Naruto told him. Kiba looked at the name and smiled. Looks like you are the rookie of the year, Kiba told him. Naruto chuckled, but didn't let it go to his head. He knew that some people weren't going to be happy with this. Please I bet the Dobi cheated. He couldn't beat me fairly so it's only logical that he would cheat. Sasuke said bringing everyone's attention to him. Naruto sighed as he managed to slip away along with Kasumi. Please Sasuke, Naruto is the honest and fair kid I know. How do we know you didn't cheat? Kiba asked him. Sasuke cursed as he looked at the next Inuzuka head. Shut your mouth Kiba Baka, Sasuke-kun would never cheat on this test. He is more powerful than either you or Naruto Baka. It's obvious that the instructors graded the results wrong. Naruto Baka isn't stronger than Sasuke-kun, Sakura said to him. Kiba seethed, but soon stopped as he felt a hand on his shoulder. Thank you for sticking up for me Kiba, but it isn't necessary. Come on we have to celebrate today about us graduating and me becoming the rookie of the year, Naruto said to him. Kiba smiled with a nod as both soon left the academy with many angry faces at them both. Hokage Mansion. Sarutobi sighed as he went through his paperwork after the day he had. Soon Iruka came through the door with a smile on his face. You learn something new every day, don't you, Hokage-sama? Iruka asked him. Sarutobi sighed as he shifted in his seat. So what happened? Sarutobi asked him. Iruka chuckled at his Hokage's seriousness as he read the report. Everyone has graduated, Hokage-sama. Naruto even graduated at the top of his class, Iruka told him. Sarutobi breathed easily as a smile soon came across his face. That's good. He is going to go far. I just know it, Sarutobi said to him. Iruka nodded with a smile as he soon left. Sarutobi stared out of the window as he looked at the Yondaimi's head. Your son is a natural. You would be proud, Minato, Sarutobi thought as he continued his work. With Naruto and Kiba, both boys walked through Konoha as they proudly showed their headbands, though they didn't have to wear them until tomorrow. Naruto and Kiba ignored the hateful glares from people who were now worried about the demon and his follower getting stronger, but now saw that they couldn't do anything to them as they were now shinobi and technically adults. I am going with the old enough to drink and everything, but no or that stuff until Chunin and stuff like that as they walked back to Kiba's house. Both wouldn't let the villagers ruin their day. In Izuka compound, Tsume and Hana were home as they relaxed after a mission together. Both were tired as they laid on the floor. Finally, it's over. That mission was quite brutal, Hana said, which only caused Tsume to laugh as she enjoyed the comfort of the soft floor. Tsume and Hana soon smirked as they remembered what today was. You think they graduated? Hana asked her mother. Tsume smirked as she recalled her little promise to Naruto. Tsume soon blushed at the thought of him showing her his Chunin vest, but that was quite a while off for both of them. Tsume soon sat up as she looked at her daughter. I think they will do just fine, Tsume said to her. Hana laughed with a nod as both heard the door open. Tsume and Hana got up as they looked to see who it was. Tsume and Hana smiled as they saw Naruto and Kiba sporting their leaf headbands. Hello, Ka-san. We graduated and Naruto is the rookie of the year, Kiba said to her. Tsume smirked along with Hana as they congratulated Naruto and Kiba. You should have seen how Mr. Stuck-Up reacted. It was totally hilarious, Kiba said to her. Tsume nodded as Hana and Kiba went to the kitchen to celebrate. Tsume began to walk until Naruto stood beside her. Naruto chuckled as he brought Tsume down to his shoulder. Naruto soon whispered in her ear with a smile. One more rank to go, Naruto told her as he walked past her with a slight blush. Tsume desperately tried to hide the blush that came across her face as a smile soon appeared from her lips. He's gotten good at his use of words, Tsume said as she walked into the kitchen to see Naruto and her children celebrating. Everyone decided to go all out and have fun just for today. Later that night, everyone was still having fun as they celebrate the rising of two of Konoha's new shinobi. Everyone partied until Naruto heard a knock at the door. Naruto sighed as he ran to the door with Kasumi soon following him. Naruto opened the door to see Mizuki at the door. Great, the Tem is here, Naruto thought as he managed to stir Kyuubi. Kyuubi narrowed her eyes as she knew something wasn't right. Naruto, be careful. I think this guy is going to try to trick you into something, Kyuubi told him. Naruto nodded in agreement as he looked at Mizuki. What can I help you with, Mizuki-sensei? Naruto asked him. Mizuki smirked as it turned into a friendly smile. I wanted to tell you about the reward you get as the Rookie of the Year. It is a test. If you can get the Forbidden Scroll and learn a technique, then you are able to get a personal tutor, Mizuki told him. Naruto narrowed his eyes at Mizuki. He knew he was lying and that this was a problem. Naruto decided to have some fun and go along with this idea. Really, Mizuki-sensei? What are we waiting for? Naruto said to him. Mizuki nodded as he soon ran off, telling Naruto to follow. Naruto nodded, but turned his head as he closed the door. Naruto suddenly winked at the person who was listening to the conversation as a smile graced the person's face. Tsume chuckled as this was getting interesting. Tsume along with Hana and Kiba followed behind Naruto and Mizuki as they wondered where Mizuki was taking Naruto. Tsume, Hana, and Kiba hid as they watched Naruto get through all the security in the Hokage mansion and he came out with the scroll. Naruto soon ran to the designated point as he hid in the forest. Naruto didn't open the scroll as he already had a personal trainer and a great woman who could teach him the things in the scroll already. Naruto just waited as he smirked knowing that Tsume, Hana, and Kiba were watching him. Iruka soon came into the clearing as he narrowed his eyes at Naruto. Naruto, why did you steal the forbidden scroll? Iruka yelled to him. Naruto decided to try his hand at acting as he looked at Iruka with a grin. Iruka-sensei, when do I get my personal trainer? Naruto asked him. Iruka quirked up an eyebrow. What do you mean? He asked. Mizuki-sensei said that if I got this scroll and learn a technique from it I would get a personal sensei on my missions as the Rookie of the Year, Naruto told him. Tsume, Hana, and Kiba stifled a laugh as they heard his acting. Everyone knew the seriousness of the situation, but couldn't help laughing. Iruka narrowed his eyes as he pushed Naruto out of the way. Soon a windmill shuriken passed both as everyone saw Mizuki in the tree. Mizuki, why did you tell Naruto such a thing? Iruka yelled. Mizuki laughed as Tsume, Hana, and Kiba got ready to move in. Iruka, he is a demon child. It's only natural that he take the fall for this. People will hate him and I will be one of Orochimaru's henchmen. Naruto, do you know why the village hates you? Mizuki asked him, hoping to tell him the bad news. However, his hopes were dashed as he saw Naruto smile. Of course I know, Mizuki-tem. I am the Rookie of the Year. I know about the Kyuubi and what it did to Konoha. I also know that it wasn't her fault, and if you and the other half-brain dead people in Konoha stopped to think, then maybe you would see it also, Naruto told him. Mizuki seethed at his words while Iruka, Tsume, Hana, and Kiba couldn't help but be impressed by him. Then Nine-Tailed Fox, I will do this village a favor and end you, Mizuki said as he threw the windmill shuriken at him. Naruto sighed as he smirked. Naruto soon ducked under the shuriken as he grabbed the blade, causing everyone who watched him to gasp. Yeah, no, Mizuki-tem, you should check your surroundings better. You never know who is watching, Naruto said with a smile. On cue, Tsume, Hana, and Kiba came down from hiding and stood beside Naruto and Iruka. Tsume smiled as she became more feral. You know, Mizuki, I can tolerate a lot, but one of the things that I will never tolerate is you deceiving my future mate, Tsume said to him. Hana, Kiba, and Iruka were shocked over her proclamation, but Naruto smiled at her words. Tsume shot forward as she tried to slash Mizuki. Mizuki managed to dodge the claws as he cursed. He didn't plan on this much. So the bitch loves the demon. How original, Mizuki said to her. Tsume narrowed her eyes at him and was about to charge, but stopped when she saw Naruto in front of her. It's fine if it's me, Mizuki-tem, but you insult Tsume-chan and I will get angry, Naruto told him. Mizuki laughed as Naruto kept up a smirk. I am a Chunin, what can you do? He asked Naruto. Naruto showed his hand sign as he smirked. You are about to find out, Naruto told him. Kage Bunshin no Jutsu, Naruto yelled as over 500 clones appeared in the fields. Mizuki gasped at the sheer number of Narutos along with everyone else. Get ready, Mizuki-tem, Naruto said as they all charged at him. Mizuki didn't have the chance to fight back as he was soon overwhelmed by Naruto. Everyone smirked at the beating until Naruto dispersed the clones. Iruka tied up Mizuki and smiled. Nice work, Naruto, but how did you learn the Kage Bunshin Jutsu? It's a forbidden technique, Iruka asked him. Naruto thought it over as he smiled. I guess I took a peek at the scroll, Naruto told him sheepishly. Iruka seemed to accept the answer and decided not to tell the Hokage about it till later. Iruka left the Inuzukas and Naruto in the field as everyone decided to go home. Naruto, we watched you the whole time and you didn't look at the scroll. It was Kyuubi, wasn't it? Hana asked him. Naruto nodded as Hana soon turned to her mother. Well, it seems that mother does have a thing for Naruto-kun, Hana said to her. Tsume blushed then coughed into her hand, which earned a laugh from Kiba, Hana, and Naruto. Naruto soon looked at Kiba in confusion. Aren't you mad that I like your mother, Kiba? Naruto asked him. Tsume and Hana turned to him wondering the same thing. Kiba sighed as he looked at them. Normally I would be if you were anyone else, but I guess I can trust you. You make a better mate for her than Tsu-san did, but if you hurt her I am going to maul you, Naruto, Kiba said with a smirk. Naruto nodded as everyone went home after enjoying the night together. Naruto soon went to his thoughts as he came into the mindscape. Naruto's mindscape. Naruto soon came to the field he made as he looked at the house in the clearing. Naruto walked inside and was pounced on by Kyuubi, who was smiling. Hello, Kyuubi-chan, Naruto said to her. Kyuubi smiled as she hugged Naruto. Hello Naruto-kun. I heard your words and you made me so happy, Kyuubi told him. Naruto nodded as she let him up. Naruto soon grabbed her head as he slammed his lips into hers. It took Kyuubi a moment to register the kiss, but she soon brought her hands around him as they deepened the connection between them. Naruto even managed to invade Kyuubi's mouth with his tongue as his hands roamed her body. Kyuubi shivered under his strong arms as they broke the connection. Was that my thank you? She asked him. Naruto nodded with a smile as he gave her another quick kiss on the lips. That's right Kyuubi-chan. I love you and I thank you for helping me, Naruto told her. Kyuubi blushed at his confession, but nodded. I love you also Naruto-kun, Kyuubi told him. Naruto nodded as he gave her a hug. Kyuubi hugged back as they stayed in the grip for a while. Both soon broke the connection as Naruto left, leaving Kyuubi mull over the deep kiss they shared. Outside his mind, Naruto and everyone appeared in front of the house as Tsume, Kiba, and Hana went inside. Naruto and Kasumi stayed outside as everyone turned to him. Well, I am going home. I will see you tomorrow Kiba for team placement, Naruto told him. Kiba nodded as they soon closed the door. Naruto knelt down as Kasumi jumped up his arm and settled into his strong hands. Naruto chuckled as he leapt to the rooftops and dashed home. This was a good day, Naruto thought as he headed home thinking about tomorrow. Naruto soon got up as he looked at his calendar. Naruto smirked as today was team placement. Naruto could only smile at the fun he was going to have today. Naruto woke Kasumi up as she yipped at her blonde friend. Naruto and Kasumi did the standard stretches to start the day as both headed to the washroom. Naruto scrubbed Kasumi down as he made a shadow clone to wash his back. Naruto and Kasumi enjoyed the warmth of the bath as both soon stepped out and dried off. Well Kasumi-chan, are you ready to go? Naruto asked her. Kasumi yipped as she rubbed her body on his leg. Naruto chuckled as he gave her the standard food that Tsume had told him about. While Kasumi ate her food, Naruto went to get his clothes on as he picked out a gray shirt and black pants. Naruto smiled as he grabbed his sword and strapped it to his back. Naruto went over to the refrigerator and opened it as he took out some cereal. Naruto ate his food as he enjoyed the silence. Soon both Naruto and Kasumi finished their food as Kasumi took her favorite spot on top of Naruto's head. Naruto chuckled as Kasumi continued to snuggle against the soft orange fluff of hair. Alright, let's go, Naruto said as he left the house. Naruto soon looked the door as he pumped chakra into the security seal that Sarutobi gave him. Naruto nodded slightly as he leapt across the rooftops. Naruto wanted to get to the academy a little early as he had a big smile across his face. Soon his vixen friend decided to talk with her blonde. A good day for a team placement huh Naruto-kun? Kyuubi asked him. Naruto smirked with a nod as he decided to reply. It certainly is Kyuubi-chan. I can't wait to see who I am paired with. But I swear if it is that loudmouth Banshee or that emo Uchiha, so heads are going to roll, Naruto told her. Naruto heard Kyuubi laugh with a nod as she stretched in her soft bed. Kami help the poor fools who do make you three a team, Kyuubi told him. Naruto nodded as he soon saw the academy grounds in sight. Konoha Academy. Naruto soon appeared at the grounds as he opened the doors. Naruto roamed the halls as usual until he came up to his room. Naruto looked to see the place was empty as he was the first one to arrive. Naruto simply walked up the stairs as he found his regular seat. Naruto sat in his chair as he waited for people to show up. After 30 minutes of peaceful silence, Naruto heard the door open as he looked to see some of the kids enter. Naruto didn't pay them any mind as he decided that they weren't worth his time. Soon kids filled the room as Naruto looked at everyone who had managed to pass the exams. Naruto smiled as he saw the only real friend he had as Kiba took a seat next to him. Hey Naruto, are you ready for the team placements? Kiba asked him. Naruto chuckled with a nod as Akamaru started to have a conversation with Kasumi. I sure am Kiba. I really hope you are on my team. I couldn't find anyone else to work well with. I sure hope I don't have to work with two annoying people, Naruto told him. Kiba laughed as he looked at the girls fawn over Sasuke. I am with you there Naruto, Kiba told him as everyone soon settled down. Iruka soon came through the door as he saw some people's eager faces. He then spared a passing glance at Naruto and smiled. Naruto smiled back as Iruka took to the stand as he glanced over all the students. First, I want to say that starting today everyone here are shinobi of Konoha. You are going to have more responsibilities as you grow and develop with your friends and your teachers. I am proud of everyone here, Iruka told them. Everyone enjoyed his little speech as Iruka looked at his board. I will now announce the teams. Team 1, AN. No 1 until 7 is important. Iruka continued down the list as he came up to the next team. Team 7 Naruto Uzumaki. Naruto perked up as he heard his name. Iruka continued on. Kiba Inuzuka. Kiba smiled along with Naruto as they high-fived each other. Looks like it's you and me and someone, Naruto told him. Kiba nodded as they listened to the last name. And Sasuke Uchiha. Your sensei is Kakashi Hatake, Iruka told them. Time stopped for Naruto and Kiba as they dropped their jaws. Sasuke huffed in annoyance as he continued to brood. Naruto and Kiba soon hit the table they were sitting at as they drew everyone's attention to them. It seems that Kami is quite the prankster, Kiba told Naruto. Naruto huffed as he rubbed the lump on his head. It was going so well. Why Kami? Why do I have to be paired up with a person who probably cuts himself on a daily basis? Naruto cried as Iruka read the rest of the list. Team 8 is Shino Aburame, Hinata Hyuga, Sakura Haruno. Your sensei is Kurenai Uehi, Iruka said to them. Everyone nodded as Sakura heavily sighed from not being paired with her Sasuke-kun. Iruka continued down as he read the names. Team 9. Unimportant, Iruka continued as he went through the people. Team 10 is Shikamaru Nara, Ino Yamanaka, and Choji Akamaiki. Your sensei is Asuma Sarutobi, Iruka finished. Everyone nodded as they waited for their sensei to arrive to the room. Soon the room was filled with Jonin-level people as everyone filed out. Naruto took note of some people's sensei as he saw a good-looking woman and a man with a cigarette in his mouth. Soon everyone left the room as Naruto, Kiba, and Sasuke stayed in the room. Kiba soon sat next to Naruto as they left Sasuke to his own vices. Where the hell is this guy? Kiba asked him. Naruto sighed as he turned to Kiba. In addition to an emo, we now have a super late sensei. You know, if you weren't on my team, I would go completely insane. So Kiba, I thank you, Naruto told him. Kiba nodded with a smile until everyone heard the door open. Soon a gray-haired man with mask covering his mouth came into the room. Kakashi took a look at his group as he narrowed his eye at them. My first impression of you guys, you're a bunch of depressing brats, Kakashi said to them. Naruto narrowed his eyes along with Sasuke and Kiba as Naruto decided to speak. Well, we wouldn't be depressed if someone came here on time like a respectable person, Naruto muttered. Kiba tried to fight back a laugh as Sasuke showed an approving grin. Kakashi's sweat dropped as he smiled with a hand behind his head. I suppose you have a point there, Kakashi told him. Naruto, Kiba, and Sasuke nodded as Kakashi got down to business. Alright, meet me on the roof for a meeting, Kakashi told them as he shunshined out of sight in smoke. Naruto, Kiba, and Sasuke quirked up an eyebrow at his tactic. Kyuubi-chan, what was that? Naruto decided to ask. Kyuubi chuckled as she answered. That is called a shunshin, Naruto-kun. It's a faster version of travel. You imagine an image in your mind and by applying chakra to your feet you are able to move at high speeds that leave smoke in the area. There are also elemental shunshins, but they are quite harder to do than the regular, but are much more appealing, Kyuubi explained. Naruto nodded as he and Kiba got up, both soon left as Sasuke followed. This team would be such a headache for me if not for Kiba, Naruto said to himself as everyone opened the door to the roof. Everyone saw Kakashi sitting on a railing as they sat down on the floor. Alright, to get to know everyone better we will have introductions about ourselves, Kakashi said to them. Naruto quirked up an eyebrow and smiled. Why not show us how it's done then, Naruto told him. Kiba and Sasuke nodded as Kakashi sighed. Alright, I am Kakashi Hatake. I have many likes and I have many dislikes. I have lots of hobbies. My dreams for the future. I haven't thought about it. Your turn. Why don't you go first, dog boy? Kakashi said to them with an eye smile. Naruto and Kiba sweat dropped as they looked at him. All we know is your name, they both thought. Kiba sighed as he decided to go as he heard his name. My name is Kiba Inuzuka. I like dogs, Akamaru, Naruto, and my family. My dislikes are people who are arrogant and don't train seriously. My hobby is walking Akamaru around the village. My dream is to be the best Inuzuka and be a good clan head, Kiba said as he gauged everyone's reaction. Naruto smiled at him as Sasuke ignored the boy. Kakashi nodded with a smile as he turned to Naruto. You next, Whiskers, he told Naruto. Naruto narrowed his eyes as he found a new dislike. My name is Naruto Uzumaki. I like dogs, Kasumi-chan, Kiba, and the Inuzuka family. My dislikes are people who judge, and those who are arrogant. I also dislike those who call me Whiskers, Naruto told him. Kakashi took a mental note of that as Naruto continued. My hobby is training myself and Kasumi-chan. My dream is to marry a certain woman and fulfill my promise to her by becoming Hokage, Naruto said with a slight blush. Kiba chuckled as Sasuke quirked up an eyebrow at that dream of Naruto's. Kakashi was also interested in this dream woman that Naruto was talking about. Kakashi nodded as he turned to Sasuke. You next, Emo, Kakashi said to him. Sasuke huffed as he turned his head to the group with a look of severe annoyance. My name is Sasuke Uchiha. I have few likes and many dislikes. My major dislike is the damn fangirls who don't train seriously and fawn over me. My hobby is mere training and getting stronger. My dream, no, my ambition is to restore the honor of the Uchiha and destroy a certain someone, Sasuke said with an extra scowl to his face. Naruto rolled his eyes along with Kiba as Kakashi sighed. Alright, I got a dog lover, an ambitious blonde, and an avenger. Just perfect, Kakashi thought as he soon smiled. Great introductions. Now we can begin the exam, Kakashi told them. Everyone looked at him with a confused face as Kiba decided to speak. But sensei, we passed the exam. Why are we taking another one? Kiba asked him. Kakashi turned to Kiba and smiled. That wasn't the actual test. That was just to show who would most likely become genin. I am going to test you to see if you pass those requirements. And if you don't, well, you go back to the academy, Kakashi said to them with a smile. Naruto sighed as Kiba dropped his jaw. Sasuke scowled at Kakashi as the Jonin soon stood up. Well, we will begin tomorrow at 8 a.m. Oh, and don't eat your breakfast. You will puke, Kakashi said as he left them on the roof. Everyone sat there for a minute, but soon Naruto got up. Well, I am going to take that as a suggestion. There is no way I am missing breakfast, Naruto told Kiba. Kiba smiled with a nod as Sasuke turned to leave. Oh, and Uchiha, Naruto called out to him. Sasuke turned around to face the blonde. I really hate to say it, but we will have to work together to beat this guy. I can tell this won't be easy, Naruto told him. Sasuke soon smirked as he turned to leave. It may be hard for you, but for an elite like me, it is a cakewalk, Sasuke said to Naruto. Kiba soon mumbled out as only Naruto could hear him. It must be so troublesome having to walk with such a large stick up your, Kiba mumbled. Naruto chuckled with a nod as he grabbed Kiba's arm. Well, let me try this out, Naruto told him. Naruto soon envisioned the Inuzuka compound as he applied charka to his feet. Naruto soon disappeared off the roof with Kiba as Sasuke left being none the wiser of the act, but someone saw them. Alright, it is obvious that Naruto knows how to lead a group should I be out of commission. He also figured out the aspect of the exercise before it even started. Kiba seems undyingly loyal to Naruto. The only problem is the loner Uchiha. Oh well, I can't wait to see what happens tomorrow, Kakashi said as he really left this time. With Naruto and Kiba, both soon appeared in front of the Inuzuka compound as Kiba dropped to the floor. Naruto, what was that? Kiba asked him. Naruto smirked as he turned to Kiba. That is called a shunshin, Kiba. I just learned it, Naruto told him. Kiba nodded with a smile as he opened the door. I'm home and I have company, Kiba yelled. Hana soon appeared with her head poking out with a smile. Why, hello little brother. Hello Naruto-kun, Hana said with a smile. Naruto nodded as he looked around the house, but didn't see one person. Ka-san had a mission so she left a while ago, Hana said answering his question. Naruto nodded with a thank you and he and Kiba appeared in the living room. So how did team placement go? Hana asked them. Naruto and Kiba turned to her with a smile. Me and Naruto are in the same squad, Kiba told her. Hana nodded with a smile, then saw the frown appear on their faces. Along with Sasuke Uchiha, Naruto finished. Hana stopped smiling as she sighed. Man, that's rough. I hope you get along. No, wait, I hope you try to get no correction again. I hope you can tolerate him, Hana said to them. Both nodded as Naruto turned to Kiba. Alright Kiba, we need to make a strategy against Kakashi, and I know how to by using our teamwork along with Akamaru and Kasumi-chan, Naruto said, turning to the dogs who were laying on their laps. Kiba nodded with a smile as Naruto went over his plan with Kiba. Hana smirked as she saw Naruto immediately take charge and begin the planning. I wonder if I should be jealousy that Ka-san gets a mate like that, Hana thought as she continued to read her book. Naruto and Kiba strategized for a majority of the day until the sun went down. Naruto yawned along with Kiba as Naruto and Kasumi turned to leave. Alright Kiba, see you tomorrow and eat your breakfast tomorrow. You will need it, Naruto told him. Kiba nodded with a smile as he was going to follow Naruto's orders. To him, Naruto was already like the head dog around the clan, although he wasn't an Inuzuka. Got it Naruto. See you tomorrow, Kiba told him. Naruto nodded as he and Kasumi disappeared. Kiba closed his door as he walked upstairs. I can't wait for tomorrow, Kiba said to himself as he went upstairs. Hana smirked at her brother's enthusiasm as she went upstairs also. Both soon went to sleep as the night passed. Next morning 8 o'clock a.m., training field. Naruto, Kiba, and Sasuke yawned as they arrived at the designated training grounds. Everyone was quite pissed that Kakashi wasn't there yet, but Sasuke was more pissed as he felt his stomach rumble. Great, the Uchiha didn't eat. Now he is going to drag us down, Naruto said to himself, which Kiba caught. Everyone sat at the gate as they waited for Kakashi. 3 hours later, Sasuke groaned as Naruto and Kiba decided to catch some more sleep as they waited for Kakashi. Soon Kakashi appeared on top of the gate as he dodged a kunai aimed at him. Kakashi looked to his left to see a Naruto with his eyes closed and his hand out. If you want to waste your own time, well, that's fine, but don't waste ours, Kakashi-sensei, Naruto told him. Kakashi sighed as he wondered if he should play with Naruto like that anymore, Kakashi thought as he gathered the group of genin. Alright, we will administer the test, Kakashi said as he pulled out the bells. The objective is for you to get these 2 bells from me. The 2 who manage to get them are allowed to eat, but the one who doesn't gets nothing. Just to let you know, if you fail then you will be dropped from the program completely, Kakashi said to them. Naruto and Kiba weren't really fazed, but Sasuke did have a look of anxiety on his face. Alright, come at me with the intent to kill or you won't get these bells, Kakashi told them. Everyone nodded as they waited for their test to begin. Kakashi set the clock down as he adjusted the time. After that was done, Kakashi came back to them. The trees swayed slightly as Kakashi closed his eye. Everyone tensed slightly as Kakashi's eye shot open. Begin, he said as everyone disappeared. Kakashi smirked as he looked around. Alright, everyone seems to know the basics of stealth, Kakashi said. Soon Kakashi was flanked on all sides as he saw around 20 Narutos coming at him. Kakashi took a fast defensive stance as he blocked the incoming punches and kicks of the Naruto clones. Kakashi found it quite difficult as he realized that each Naruto clone was using a different taijutsu form. This kid's clones are quite good, but not good enough, Kakashi said as he managed to land fatal blows to the clones, causing them to disperse. Kakashi thought he was done until he saw 7 more clones. Kakashi managed to sidestep the clones as he punched and kicked his way through them. Soon the clones dispersed as smoke covered Kakashi's sight. What the? Too much smoke to see, Kakashi said as Naruto and Kiba jumped out along with Kasumi and Akamaru. Let's go Kiba, follow my lead, Naruto told him. Kiba nodded as Naruto turned to Kasumi. Ready girl? Naruto asked her. Kasumi yipped as she became more feral. Naruto, thanks to Kyuubi, became more feral also along with Kiba and Akamaru. Naruto and Kasumi jumped slightly as they began to spin violently towards the target. Kiba and Akamaru followed as they charged him. Gatsuga, Naruto and Kiba yelled as they attacked the figure in the smoke. Both drilled through the smoke as they managed to cause utter chaos. Kakashi narrowed his eyes as he was only able to slightly sidestep the spinning genin and their dogs as they made sharp turns and continued their onslaught on Kakashi. Sasuke watched in awe and slight anger as he felt useless for not doing anything. He was an Uchiha, yet he was watching from the sidelines as Naruto and Kiba fought the Jonin like they were already experienced shinobi. Sasuke seethed as he decided to show up his two teammates. Sasuke did his hand signs as he finished in a flash. Kaden. Gokaku no Jutsu, Sasuke yelled as he blew the fire at the group of shinobi. Everyone looked to see the fire coming at them as Naruto and Kiba managed to stop spinning and grab their dogs in time as they got away. Soon the fire collided with the smoke as it exploded. Sasuke smirked at the act as Naruto and Kiba seethed. What the hell, Sasuke? You could have killed us, Kiba yelled at him. Sasuke huffed as he turned his head. You should be happy that you were of use to me, Sasuke said to them. Naruto rolled his eyes as Kasumi growled at the Uchiha for talking down to her blonde like that. Soon the fire settled as everyone looked to see that the area of impact was vacant. Naruto and Kiba gasped as Kakashi came behind Sasuke. You're not like the others, you're worse, Kakashi said as he easily caught Sasuke. Naruto and Kiba sighed as both rushed from the sides to attack Kakashi. Kakashi noticed the action as he kicked Sasuke out of the trees and into the ground. Kiba, make sure the Tem is okay. Then get back as soon as you can. I will try to hold Kakashi here for a bit, Naruto told him. Kiba nodded as he and Akamaru turned to assist Sasuke, who was still captured on the ground. Meanwhile, Naruto engaged Kakashi in a one-on-one spare as he tried to adapt his taijutsu to the higher and more complex form of Kakashi's taijutsu. Naruto managed to parry some of Kakashi's blows, but was soon knocked into a nearby tree as Kasumi ran to his side. Naruto breathed heavily as he saw Kiba untie Sasuke then run back to him. Kakashi was quite impressed with their resolve in the fight, but looked to see the bells still strapped to his uniform. Naruto and Kiba charged Kakashi again, but Kakashi held his hand out as the ringing of the alarm clock was heard. Stop. Time is up, he told them. Both soon stopped as they dropped to one knee in exhaustion. Kakashi smiled as he grabbed Naruto and Kiba and did the kawarimi to appear near Sasuke. Everyone did well, except you, Sasuke, Kakashi said to the Uchiha. Sasuke, you allowed your pride to cloud your judgment. You interfered with a good plan that Naruto and Kiba came up with, as they would have beaten me much faster if you didn't interrupt. Even though you messed up the plan, Naruto made Kiba help you, as that is what teammates do. Sasuke, you need to work on your level of arrogance, Kakashi told him. Sasuke seethed in anger as he tried to move, but couldn't due to being tied up by Kakashi again. Naruto, you quickly took command and was able to come up with a decent plan with Kiba and your dogs. You showed quick leadership and I am impressed with that, Kakashi told him. Naruto nodded as Kasumi licked the side of his cheek in happiness. Kiba, you followed through with the orders that were given to you and you didn't question Naruto's ability to lead. You had faith that he knew what he was doing and you worked as a team. Good job, Kiba, Kakashi said to him. Kiba nodded with a big grin as he and Naruto bumped fists. Kakashi smiled at them only to tell them the news. However, you still failed at catching the bells, Kakashi told them. Kiba smiled as he turned to Naruto, who was also smiling. You mean these, Kakashi-sensei? Naruto said as he held the two bells in his hands. Kakashi looked at the shiny metal balls and quickly turned to see two round nuts on his side. How did you? While we were in a Gatsuga frenzy, I was able to get the bells from you. The other parts were all for the purpose of training, Naruto told him. Kakashi nodded with a smile as he looked at Naruto. So what are you going to do with those bells? He asked. Naruto smiled as he turned to Kiba. I am giving one to Kiba. And the other goes to the Tem, Naruto said as he popped the bell into Sasuke's mouth since his hands were indisposed. Kakashi chuckled with a nod as he stood up and released Sasuke. Very good. You have all passed. Team 7 goes on its first mission tomorrow, Kakashi said with a thumbs up. Naruto smirked as Kasumi yipped as she ran around his legs. Kiba jumped for joy along with Akamaru, but Sasuke was still mad at the fact that he had been made fun of. Kakashi soon shunshined out of sight as Naruto and Kiba left with their dogs, leaving a brooding Uchiha at the training field. Damn lowlife mutts. You really don't know your place, Sasuke said as he soon walked off. Hokage Mansion. All Jonin sensei for the Genin exams appeared as they lined up in front of the Hokage. Alright, what is that status? Sarutobi asked them. Everyone nodded as they went down. Team 1 to 6. Fail, the instructors for those groups said to him. Sarutobi nodded as they continued. Team 7. Pass, Kakashi said with a smile. Everyone gasped as they wondered how anyone passed Kakashi's test. Team 8. Pass, Kurenai said with a smile. Team 9. Fail, some instructor said to him. Asuma soon stepped forward with a smile. Team 10. Pass, he responded. Sarutobi nodded as everyone began to leave, except Kakashi. So tell me Kakashi, how is Naruto? Sarutobi asked him. Kakashi smiled as he began. He is a good kid Hokage-sama. He shows the qualities of a good leader and helps his comrades. He considers his teammates his equal and didn't fight with either. Kiba follows him with undying loyalty as I can assume. He didn't question Naruto's motives even once. Sasuke could have done better, but he was useful in his own way. All in all, they are quite the group of kids, Kakashi told him. A smile graced Sarutobi's face as he calmed down. Thank you Kakashi, you may go now, Sarutobi said as Kakashi soon left. Sarutobi sat in the back of his chair as he looked out the window. That team is going to go far if Sasuke can learn to trust the two. I can only wonder how strong Naruto and Kiba are when they team up, Sarutobi thought, but went back to his work. In Izuka compound, Naruto and Kiba were celebrating their passing of the Genin exams as Hana smiled at their antics. It only gets tougher from here you two, Hana told them. Naruto and Kiba nodded as they turned to her. I trust in Naruto enough to know how to deal with things. He has my loyalty, Kiba said to her. Hana nodded as she turned to Naruto. Go far Naruto-kun, Hana said to him. Naruto nodded as he looked at her. I will Hana-chan, with Kiba, Kasumi-chan, and Akamaru, Naruto told her. Hana nodded with a smirk as everyone decided to enjoy the fun for today. Team 7 hid in the bushes of the nearby fields as they watched their target move closer and closer to the target point. This is Fox 1, the target is in position. Inu Kami, the target is in my sights also. HMPH, I see the furball also. Alright Team 7, go. Everyone jumped from the trees as they pounced on the target. Sasuke managed to grab the target, Tora, as he caught the cat with his hands. Sasuke smirked as he held the demon cat in his hand. Tora showered her dislike by scratching Sasuke's face, which caused the Uchiha to have a fit. Damn furball, you dare attack me, Sasuke said as he was about to punch the cat, but was stopped by Naruto. I don't think that the fire daimyo's wife wants her cat dead Sasuke, Naruto said as he scratched Tora's ears. Tora soon purred as she leapt into Naruto's arms and went to sleep. Kiba chuckled at the sight, while Sasuke brooded over animals and their damn owners. Kakashi soon appeared next to them as he smiled. Well, that's another mission completed, let's go report, Kakashi said as everyone walked off. Mission room. Team 7 soon came into the room as they saw Iruka and the Hokage sitting down behind a table. Add another to the list Gigi, Naruto said with a smile. Sarutobi nodded as the daimyo's wife came in. She was quite happy to see her cat as she squeezed the life out of it. Naruto, Kiba, and Kakashi felt bad for it, while Sasuke smirked. Take that you damn furball. That is the penance for scratching my face, Sasuke thought as Naruto stepped forward. Ma'am, as I may say something. I would like you to stop squeezing Tora like that. She is a cat and the way you are hugging isn't going to make her stop running. I think you should lessen the grip and softly pet her instead. Cats like that sort of thing, Naruto told her. The woman looked at Naruto in slight awe as she never really considered that. The woman soon stopped squeezing Tora as she gave him the softer rubs that Naruto told her. To everyone's amazement, Tora didn't run, but purring softly as he tail swayed around. Thank you young man, I will remember this lesson, she said as she walked off with a happy Tora. Naruto had a smile on his face as he turned to the Hokage. So what's next? Naruto asked. Sarutobi took the list as he read down the missions. Well, someone needs their fence painted. D ranks missions. There is walking the dogs. Damn D-rank missions. Then there is the damn D-rank missions. Sasuke yelled as he got everyone's attention, while they covered their ears. Sasuke stepped forward as he slammed his hands on the table. What the hell is all this? No lousy D-rank missions are going to get me stronger. Give me something that will let me show my true power. I can't improve with these lame team exercises that you call them, Sasuke told them. Iruka sighed as Sarutobi took a puff of his smoke. Naruto face-palmed himself along with Kiba and Kakashi as they were slightly embarrassed to be his teammates and sensei. Naruto soon stepped forward as he pinched the bridge of his nose. Gigi, while I severely hate to agree with the TEM, I have to agree. We currently hold the most accomplished D ranks in the shinobi system in one day than most genin do, and we have the most experience. Why not give AC rank missions so the TEM doesn't have to pout for the rest of the day, Naruto told him. Sarutobi and Iruka looked at each other and smiled. Alright Naruto, since you think so you will get AC rank mission. This will involve protecting a bridge builder until he finishes a bridge in Wave Country, Sarutobi told him. Naruto nodded as he dragged Sasuke back to the team. Don't ever do that again Uchiha. Man, you complain like a child. That was so embarrassing, Naruto said to him. Sasuke ignored him as a smirk appeared on his face for getting a higher ranked mission. Kakashi sighed along with Kiba with a nod as the bridge builder came in. The man looked half-wasted as he inspected everyone. What the hell is this? I ask for shinobi and you give me kids. The only ones who look like they could handle themselves are the two with the dogs on their heads. And what's with the emo? The man said as he took another drink. Naruto and Kiba smiled as Sasuke narrowed his eyes at the old man. I like this guy, Naruto told Kiba. Kiba nodded with a smile as he turned to Naruto. Me too, Kiba said to him. Kakashi turned to his genin team as he read the list. Alright, we leave tomorrow. Everyone pack for a month trip and meet me at the gate tomorrow at 10 o'clock, Kakashi told them. Everyone nodded as Kakashi disappeared. The bridge builder soon approached Naruto and Kiba and stuck out his hand. Hello, I am Tazuna, nice to meet you, he told them. Naruto and Kiba smiled as they shook his hand. Tazuna soon disappeared also and Naruto and Kiba filed out leaving the Uchiha to brood as he left. Streets of Konoha. Naruto and Kiba continued to walk through the streets of Konoha as they decided to head to Naruto's home. Hey Kiba, wanna help me pack? I could always use the help, Naruto asked him. Kiba smirked with a nod as they two hopped to the rooftops and ran to Naruto's house. Inuzuka compound. Tsume soon came through the door as she laid on the couch. Kuromaru followed her lead as he went outside to bask in the warm sun. Tsume chuckled as she laid on the couch to see Hana looking at her. Can I help you with something Hana? Tsume told her. Hana blushed with a nod as she sat down. Keika-san, what do you think of the idea of sharing Naruto-kun? Hana asked her. Tsume quirked up an eyebrow at her daughter and soon smiled. She already knew what was bothering her daughter and it only made her more happy. Well, I don't really mind it. As long as Naruto-kun agrees and I stay the alpha female, Tsume told her. Hana's blush deepened as she turned to her mother. I didn't say it was Naruto-ka-san, haha told her. Tsume smirked as she looked at her daughter. You didn't say it wasn't, plus I see the way you look at him Hana. It was quite obvious, Tsume told her. Hana scratched her cheek with a rose-colored blush as she slumped her shoulders. It was that obvious? She asked her Tsume. Tsume nodded with a smile as she sat up. I personally don't mind sharing him, but I am going to be the alpha female, got it? Tsume told her. Hana immediately nodded as she sat down. So when did you start liking Naruto-kun? Tsume decided to ask. Hana took a thinking pose as she tried to answer her mother's question. Around the time I saw him beat the mess out of Mizuki. I certainly see him as a very unique male if he does join the Inuzuka compound, Hana told her. Tsume nodded as she looked up at the ceiling. Well, Naruto will also have to decide that, but I think that your chances are pretty high, Tsume told her daughter. Hana nodded with a smile as she took out a book and began to read. Tsume relaxed in the house as she soon dozed off from the long mission she had. With Naruto and Kiba, Naruto opened the door as he allowed Kiba to get inside. Kiba had been to Naruto's house a few times over the years and could still say it was the cleanest place he had ever been in. Both soon headed to the living space as they put their bags down. Naruto filled his bag with 300 kunai and shuriken along with 3 windmill shuriken. He gave Kiba around the same amount as him. Naruto also gave Kiba some storage seals to save space in his backpack. Kiba packed also as he took Kasumi's and Akamaru's food and put them into the backpacks. After 1 hour of packing, Naruto and Kiba were done as they laid on the floor. So what are the chances that we actually meet a serious shinobi on this mission? Kiba asked. Naruto chuckled as he thought over it. The odds are quite high. Although, this varies from perspective, Naruto told him. Kiba nodded as he got up and grabbed his backpack. Alright Naruto. See you tomorrow. Kami only knows what the emo would say if I didn't show up, Kiba said with a smile as he left. Naruto chuckled as he closed the door. Naruto turned to see Kasumi staring at him as she wagered her tail left and right. Naruto soon knelt down as he scratched her ears again. Sometimes I wish I could understand you, Naruto said with a sigh as Kasumi licked his hand. That's not impossible to do Naruto-kun, Kyuubi told him with a smirk. Naruto's eyes shot open as he heard her voice. That's possible, he asked her. Kyuubi nodded although Naruto didn't see it. I can have you understand animal speak. While not all animals, I can at least do it for Kasumi right here, Kyuubi told him. Naruto chuckled at the thought as he nodded. Alright Kyuubi-chan, will it take long? Naruto asked her. Kyuubi shook her head. No, not really, only about 10 minutes. Hang on, I will do it now, Kyuubi told him. Naruto nodded as he waited for Kyuubi to be finished. 10 minutes later, Naruto continued to wait until Kyuubi made her presence known. Alright, try it Naruto-kun, Kyuubi told him with a smile. Naruto nodded with a smile as he turned to Kasumi. Kasumi-chan, can you understand me? Naruto asked with anticipation. Kasumi looked at him and then smiled. Yes, I can Naruto-sama, Kasumi said to him. Naruto dropped his jaw as Kasumi snickered. I am surprised that you understand me Naruto-sama, Kasumi told him. Naruto nodded as he looked at her. You and I have Kyuubi-chan to thank for that, Naruto told her. Kasumi nodded slightly as she rolled on the floor. Thank you Kyuubi-sama, I always wanted to speak with Naruto-sama like this, Kasumi said with a smile. Naruto nodded as he laid on the bed. Kasumi soon jumped on the bed as she rested on Naruto's stomach. Exactly why do you like that spot so much? Naruto asked her. Kasumi chuckled as she looked at him. When you sleep I feel the rumbling in your stomach and it's quite relaxing Naruto-sama, Kasumi responded. Naruto chuckled but soon Kasumi stood up as she smirked from an idea. Naruto-sama, you remember the man-beast clone jutsu right? Kasumi asked him. Naruto quirked up an eyebrow, but nodded. Sure Kasumi-chan, what about it? Naruto asked. Kasumi smirked as she hopped to the floor. Wanna see what I look like? My father taught me the technique early so I have a human form like him. Well, it's more of a half-human half-dog look, Kasumi told him. Naruto nodded as Kasumi disappeared in smoke. Naruto coughed for a bit, but soon the smoke vanished as Naruto hung his jaw as he stared at Kasumi. Kasumi, quite beautiful as she sat, had a black tail, but her hair reached down to her shoulders. Some of her fur covered her body, more specifically her and some of her sides. Her hair was more tamed as it went down her slender legs. Naruto continued to stare as Kasumi as she slightly blushed. Naruto-sama, if you continue to stare I might feel embarrassed, Kasumi told him. Naruto broke from his stare as he heard Kyuubi laughing as she rolled around on her bed. Kasumi-chan, you look great, Naruto told her. Kasumi blushed with a smile on her face as she leaned on Naruto. Naruto-sama, your face is red, Kasumi said to him. Naruto stuttered as he felt the soft fur covered on his chest. Naruto tried with his might to keep something down as Kasumi continued to assault his mind with her presence. Kasumi smirked as she licked Naruto's face like she had always done, but Naruto's face got redder as his mind went into overdrive. Naruto-sama, are you okay? Kasumi asked him. Kyuubi continued to laugh as Naruto soon fell back with a slight nosebleed. Kasumi smirked as she laid on Naruto's stomach. You're so cute Naruto-sama, Kasumi said as she fell asleep. Later that night, Naruto had woken up finally as his eyes settled on the human form of Kasumi. Naruto soon chuckled as he looked at her. Kyuubi couldn't help but interrupt. So are you going on half-humans now? Kyuubi asked him. Naruto blushed, but sighed. I doubt that would work out, Naruto told her. Kyuubi chuckled. It's not impossible, Naruto-kun. Demons and humans mate. They breed what are called Hanyu. Just think of her as a dog demon. A very very dog demon, Kyuubi told him. Naruto chuckled at the idea of having kids with Kasumi of all people, but he wondered if Tsume would allow that. Well, I will at least think about it. Right now, I have a mission tomorrow, Naruto said to her. Kyuubi nodded as she cut the connection and left. Naruto soon stared at the ceiling as he thought over Kyuubi's words. Sleep soon claimed him as he closed his eyes. Next morning, Naruto groggily got up as he looked around the room. Naruto soon saw that Kasumi was gone as he headed for the shower. Naruto opened the door to see Kasumi humming a sweet tune as she turned to see Naruto looking at her with a blush. Good morning, Naruto-sama, Kasumi said to him. Naruto nodded with a smile as he stepped inside. Kasumi had finished her bath and left, leaving Naruto to wash himself. Naruto cleaned his body as he washed his blonde hair. He soon finished as he stepped out also. Naruto saw Kasumi form back into her dog form as she ate her breakfast. Naruto chuckled as he ate his breakfast also. Seeing the time, Naruto got dressed and packed his clothes. Kasumi soon climbed up his head as they ran out. Gates of Konoha. Naruto soon made it to the gates as he took in two forms at the gate. Naruto smiled as he saw Kiba along with the bridge builder. Hey Kiba, hey Tazuna-san, Naruto yelled. Both guys turned and waved as Naruto mingled with the two. 1 hour later, Sasuke and Kakashi soon came. Everyone appeared at the prepared to go. Kakashi checked everyone's bags and nodded that they all had the right equipment. Alright Team 7, let's move out, Kakashi ordered. Everyone nodded as they passed the gates of Konoha. Sasuke smirked as he finally got what he wanted as he arrogantly got in front of everyone like he was in charge. And the Tem is at it again, Naruto said to himself. The sun was beaming out in sky as everyone soon passed a puddle of water. Naruto made a quick sign to Kiba, who got it and glanced at Kakashi, who nodded. It hasn't rained for months, there is no way that's real, Naruto thought as everyone kept walking. After a few more minutes of walking, two chains suddenly came and trapped Kakashi as the two shinobi dashed forward. Kakashi was soon cut in half as the two shinobi smirked. Get the bridge builder, one of them said as the two dashed forward. Naruto smirked as he cracked his knuckles. Sasuke, guard the bridge builder. Kiba, you and Akamaru intercept the second one. Kasumi-chan and I will take the first, go. Naruto yelled as everyone took their positions. Sasuke, reluctantly, guarded Tazuna as Naruto and Kiba fought the enemy. Kiba and Akamaru were able to confuse the second man as they planted smoke bombs over the area. The Chunin ninja didn't have the time to react as Akamaru appeared behind him along with Kiba as they did their technique. Gatsuga, Kiba yelled as he slammed into the man's back, sending him into a tree. The man was soon unconscious as Kiba turned to see Naruto and Kasumi fighting. Naruto managed to handle the man easily as he kicked the man into a tree. Naruto smirked as he pointed at the man. Kasumi soon charged as she began to spin violently. Naruto did a quick flash of hand signs as he took a breath of air. Kaden. Gokaku no Jutsu, Naruto yelled as the fire engulfed Kasumi. Soon Kasumi emerged in a Kaden-powered Suga, passing Fang, as she spiraled into the man. Both men were knocked out as Naruto smirked. Alright Kakashi-sensei, you can come out now, Naruto yelled. Kakashi chuckled as everyone turned to see him in a tree. Sorry about that. Just had to see how you would do in a situation like that, and I am proud to say you passed. Naruto, you gave the correct instructions as you set people to do specific jobs. You are in charge, when I am out of commission, Kakashi told him. Naruto nodded with a smile which got a scowl from Sasuke. Kakashi soon turned to Tazuna and narrowed his eyes. It's obvious that you lied about the mission. This is well over a B rank mission. So why did you lie? Kakashi asked as Tazuna sighed. Tazuna told the whole speech of Gato taking over the land of Wave. He also told how hard the people had it and how the bridge was their last hope. He didn't have the money to pay for a higher mission. After finishing his story, Tazuna checked everyone's reaction. Well, it just proves that the strong rule the weak, Sasuke said with a smirk. Naruto narrowed his eyes as he hit Sasuke into the ground, knocking him out. Naruto turned to the others and smiled. You all saw nothing, right? Naruto told them. Kiba smirked as his eyes roamed a different place than where Naruto was along with Kakashi and Tazuna. Well, we don't have to complete this mission, but people being made to suffer isn't right, Kakashi-sensei. I would like to complete this mission, Naruto told him. Kakashi smirked as he turned to Kiba, who nodded also. He couldn't expect a nod from Sasuke as he was sleeping at the moment. Alright, we will continue as planned, let's go, Kakashi said as everyone nodded. Naruto made 2 clones as they picked up Sasuke and walked off. Everyone walked for about 2 hours until they came to a boat. So we take this boat and then we are in wave, right? Kiba asked. Tazuna nodded as everyone chose to be quiet for the sake of stealth. The ride across took about an hour as everyone landed on shore. Border of wave country. Everyone walked for about 15 minutes until Naruto looked to his left and saw a snow-white rabbit. Naruto tensed as he heard the sound of something coming at them. Everyone get down, Naruto said as everyone did as he ordered and hit the ground. Soon a large blade passed everyone as it rested at the top of a tree. Soon a man with bandages over his mouth appeared as he stood on top of the sword. Well, it seems that I might have some amusement after all. No wonder the demon brothers lost to them, the man thought as everyone got up. Naruto analyzed the man and smirked. Zabuza Momochi. Missing Nuke Nin from Kurigakure and wanted for multiple offenses to Kiri. Listed in the bingo book as Class A Shinobi, Naruto said as he got a surprised look from Zabuza. Looks like I got researched on, but I didn't think that I would be able to do battle with Kakashi of the Sharingan and master of over 1000 jutsu, Zabuza said. As if on cue, Sasuke's eyes shot open as he freed himself from the clones. Kakashi has the Sharingan, but how? He isn't an Uchiha, so how does he have it? Sasuke thought as Kakashi sighed. Guess I have to get serious, Kakashi said as he revealed his left eye to everyone. Everyone saw the red eyes along with the 3 black tomos in the eye. Sasuke gasped along with Kiba, but Naruto smirked. So that's the pride and joy of the Uchiha. I am quite shocked, but since Kyuubi-chan told me about, I can see why people think it is amazing, but it isn't an all-powerful eye, Naruto said with a slight shrug. Legend states that the Sharingan can see into the future. What do you see, Kakashi? Zabuza said. A mist appeared and thickened. Kakashi smirked as Naruto, Kiba, and Sasuke made a protective formation around Tazuna. I see your death, Zabuza.